Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's stream is, how does the perfect item look? What is the perfect item for your pants, for your chest, for your, you know, what do you even, what stats are you even looking for? And yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to create a resource for this. So we have the build planner already open and I get asked, how does the perfect ring look for our blood necro right now? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make multiple of these. This is for the blood surge. Okay. I'm going to start this. We're going to save and we're going to save and we're going to call it perfect drops for blood surge necro. And we're going to make this accessible for you in the long run. So we're going to be right now. What does the perfect ring look like? That was max life, crit chance, lucky hit chance, and resource regen. And now the best helmet. And I'm struggling with helmets because we need maximum life, right? And what then? A total armor? That's for sure. There's no question. But the other two stats. What's the stat you're looking for in a helmet, chat? I mean, right now I have total armor, max life, dexterity, and cooldown reduction. It's actually sad because technically these are two bad things, right? Because what do I need cooldown reduction for? What does 10% cooldown reduction use me when I get 10 seconds cooldown on dash, right? None of this is needed. Okay, what do gloves? Willpower, in willpower dex. I thought these gloves were insane back in the days. You know, as I was a noob, I still thought they were insane because they had stats on them. I was like, ooh, stats. Gave me a stat boner. Oh, we were wrong. They're not good. Max essence? That's actually a good point. I didn't think about it. Huh. You know what? Max essence is actually very good. What can you, how high can it go on a helmet? Maximum essence? I think up to 20, right? Do I have max essence? Yeah, I think it can, yeah, up to 20. You're right. If I could get another 20 essence right now, that would be quite the banger. I mean, right now the shield is also giving me like 14 plus, which is really good because it ends up at 168, right? It's 13 unupgraded, I think. Yeah, 20. 20 is actually, that's a good point. So we would say maximum essence, and then last but not least, what we're looking for. I finally get the shield. Let's go. That's what we're talking about. Congratulations, Corrado. So I think lucky hit, because what can we do? Intelligence, barrier generation, basic skill attack speed, any kind of resistance, crowd control, all stats. I mean, all stats ain't bad, but I'm going with lucky hit on barrier, right? So that's actually, that would be the perfect. I've never seen a helmet like this. Never. Even remotely. Not ever. I mean, can I reroll something on my helmet? We'll check in a second. I'm trying to either get a better exposed flesh roll, but I think that's impossible. What do you think we should do right now? Should we roll helmets? Should we roll gloves? I have a 925 glove. It's going to be hard to replace that for anything. The helmet is replaceable. The chest is also like, the chest actually I got new yesterday. It was really good. I need a perfect, yeah, I need a perfect exposed flesh. It's the only way how I can get it potentially. We all know it's true. Okay, let's see what it is, chat. That's a Starlight Band, imperfect. That's crazy. Damage with bone scales, shadow damage, crowd control, stun. So nothing I actually need. Which brings me, by the way, to let's create a second one straight away. Build planner, mobilytics. This one is going to be necro and bone, because I also need this for bone, correct? So that's the bone spear necro. We're going to save this as perfect drops for bone spear necro. Save. And this one is also going to have, for the ring, for example, we're looking for crit strike. Crit here. Critical damage with bone skills. Critical strike damage. Critical strike chance. And then last but not least, it's actually resource generation. That would be the perfect ring. Yeah. It looks so weird, right? but the build doesn't actually need max life as important as my other builds. I need to get used to this because I always look for like max life on everything. Crit damage, critical strike chance, max minion life, and blood orb healing. Thank you. A little useless. Useless. Started out good and made me sad in between. Oh, here, crit damage with bone skills, vuln damage, and damage over time. That's almost perfect. The problem is it's double low roll or double mid roll for like the stats, which makes me sad. Oh, you do really want that crit damage, right? Okay, should have like key passive? No. Ossified. Oh, ossified essence 39%. Do I have a 40% roll? I'm not sure. Still need to check out like what I'm actually missing there. And a 46 exposed flash. I do have a. I need more time. I think 46 is my max too. The problem is I have it like split between multiple characters, so I'm not sure where I'm gonna bring it in the end, right? I cannot do that here. Most of the damage over time affixes are low rolls, dude. I swear to God. STG. What I need is still the Banished Lord's max roll. So today we'll definitely be going for Lord here. How is he called again? The dude, you know? Uriel. But for that, I also need more clucking. I need more body parts. I need more body parts, chat. I need Vartians. I don't have eggs. Horrible. Like the vulnerable instead of bone because it's universal. Yes, I mean, if you're planning to use the ring on multiple builds, then it is good. But again, if we're looking for really the perfect one, the perfect one, then yeah. Did I come? Oh, I still came. I mean, yeah, at the right moment. So happy Karada, you get everything there. That's very good. Now that was bone, but for blood. So we get the helmet knocked out, and we get the. Yeah, I still need a better chest because right now my chest has fist damage, total armor, maximum life, and damage reduction while fortified. I think that's actually. I don't think that's much better, right? I mean, I could get a total armor percentage roll, right? Well, I could get a triple red, I guess. But truly, what's better? When we could argue about getting better boots and better gloves, because for gloves, what we actually need is overpower, because there's just 90% overpower is too much, especially 94% multiplied with everything we're doing. I feel like we really don't want to say no to that, correct? The old owner of our house yesterday was talking about all the different subs you need: electricity, water, heat, internet, garbage collection, TV, and like 3 more. I mean, Sorkin, the best part is when you own a house, quickly, Chad, when you own a house, you need to pay for the rainwater in Germany. For the rainwater that's hitting the ground, and that's then having to be that's going into the canals. You're paying for that. But we're essentially also paying for the rainwater that's hitting the property below us, because that is nature protection, property preservation, blah, where our rainwater is kind of like running down from our property on, and that's why we're also paying for that. Don't ask. It's not much. It's like $200-300 a year, but it's still money. So overpowered damage. Critical strike damage, I think you want. Is it actually critical strike damage? No, you can't have only crit chance, right? Yeah, overpower damage, crit chance, surge, obviously. But what's the third stat? What do we want, Chad? Lucky hit, right? I mean, right now, I don't see anything but lucky hit essentially coming. So that would be the perfect gloves. Just make the rain stop, problem solved. Yes, sir. I will try my utter best. Rainwater tax. I mean, the rainwater tax makes sense because the rainwater that's hitting your property and that's going in the canals need to be maintained. The pipes need to be maintained, everything. So it kind of makes sense. But then again, the rainwater was before I owned that property. already going in the canals, right? And no one was paying for it until I bought the property. But suddenly you're like making sure, you know, like you're making sure for it. In my country, they're trying to start a tax on solar and water tanks for rain as well. That's bullshit. Honestly, that's bullshit. If you have like solar or water tanks and you're collecting the rain, that's like, I mean, they can't tax you for collecting rain. All right, they don't own the rain. So they subsidize people getting rainwater tanks. I mean, I would get a rainwater tank then. I would do that. Makes sense. At the end of the day, the governments are just trying to do their best to make some extra money, right? Poor government, we got to support the government. But yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, we almost have like the perfect chest. We have like our helmet is shit. Our ring is good, right? We have overpower damage, physical damage. That brings us back, by the way, here. What do we have? Oh shit, we actually missed something. We have maximum life, critical strike chance, lucky hit chance, and resource generation. But we didn't have overpower damage on it. It's technically another 60%, but I feel like it's wasted to put overpower damage on the ring because I would profit from a little bit more lucky hit chance more, I feel like. But I actually think about that though, if you do. Does anyone know a build for Bloodless Screaming as a decent last grizzly? It's called the P4wnyhof, and yes, it's very good. It's called the P4wnyhof. I'm not lying. That's the name of the build, the P4wnyhof. Okay, that would be for the ring, and also exposed flash. We can still put the aspects on, you know, for the double surge. It's more like this is more for stats here right now, stat overview. But boots, I am struggling with boots. So you want essence cost reduction, right, on boots, and you want movement speed. You know, we'll see. I mean, we're not interested in politics, so thank you, sir. You can keep that to yourself if you want to. You did Liz as well yesterday. I'm doing with Bone Spear, and it's fire, Kenneth. You'll love it. You make an infinite essence build for Bloodlands? I did, and it's shit. Thank you. Hi, Ebo. Good to see you there. So we literally did. We made the infinite essence build for Bloodlands, and I tried it in and out, and it's shit. It's a shame, yes. Well, it's not shit, okay? Keep that in mind. It's just worse than Blood Surge, especially when we're talking about actually clearing dungeons, actually clearing bosses, actually destroying everything. The thing is, Surge just needs to go infinite essence and then it heals you and does everything. Where Bloodlands is always in the position where it actually needs to consume blood orbs to kind of be like extra useful. And that's where, you know, it always turns a little bit of a bummer. By the way, if you're asking, we're making these two documents, or three, because I'm going to make one for the Shadow Necro. We're gonna make that all available to you as well if you're interested in that. Kind of find like the perfect items. So boots is essence cost reduction, then movement speed, and then dodge chance. Is dodge chance even good? I mean, usually you would go for any resistance. There's damage reduction while injured. I mean, I technically go with all stats and ind usually, what I try to put on, but it feels so weak. This is why I hate boots, because what's all stats and ind gonna do for me, right? Well, that's armor, Kenneth, and that's what we're getting to as well. We're doing Bone Spear, and we already got the ring done. For the helmet, it's kind of like you don't need a helmet because the helmet is going to be Deathless Visage, right? There's no question about that. That one is taken. Amulet. Amulet is really important for Bone Spear because that is total armor. That is potentially ranks in the Evulsion passive. Then then it gets interesting because here it's really like you could go for bone skill damage, right? You could go for intelligence percentage, which wouldn't actually hurt because it's more intelligence percentage. I think I would probably go for essence cost reduction or for resource generation. So one of the two. In Bone Spear, I would probably go for essence cost reduction, to be honest. And then lastly, I have been playing movement speed, which was really nice. But you could technically go for essence cost reduction and resource generation. Actually, it doesn't do resource generation only on that one. Interesting. It actually doesn't do that. Yeah, then last but not least, like, yeah. Bone skill damage. Movement speed. Movement speed was good for bonus attack speed, to be honest. That's the reason you don't use Starless Skies for Bone Spear, because if you get essence back with vulnerable mats, with the exposed flash, then the essence you're getting back can be spent again. And in Bone Spear, in case you didn't know this or you weren't aware of the interaction, in Bone Spear it's a very simple thing where if you cast with more essence, you do more damage, right? Therefore, the more essence you have, the better. And Starless Skies doesn't give you essence back. It just makes you spend less essence. Also, I simply don't have Starless Skies, you know? But I wouldn't play it because Exposed Flesh is just simply better. It's just it. I'm sorry. But yeah, it brings us back to I don't have Starless Skies, you know? And that's where we're going with that. Okay, yeah, we're coming back to boots. And I don't see, like, did anyone notice that dodge chance is useful? I just can't see dodge chance be anywhere useful. I mean, usually boots is where you take resistance, so I guess that's that. Okay, let's say dodge chance, all stats and dodge chance. It feels nice. No one is saying that Starless Skies is not nice. Like, don't get me wrong, Starless Skies is a fantastic choice, but it's just not, you know, there's reasons to not use it, essentially. Those flashes are rare. Yes, I have 4, and I kept every single one of them. I mean, this ring, for example, is 780 item power. It's actually really interesting, guys. This ring is 780 item power. It's not actually 832, which would be the item breaking point, which would make the item better. This is a weak item power ring. This is not as strong as it could potentially be. Which is kind of sad if you actually think about it, because I'm missing out on resistances and everything. But the ring is so good that I have literally not found a better one. It's impossible. But I'm looking, don't get me wrong, like here. So I need critical strike chance and lucky hit chance, but this is crit, fizz, shadow, and yeah, sad. Not even want to talk about it. This is lightning resistance, poison resistance, already terrible. Strength, movement speed good, slow duration, and death reach. Death reach is good, and movement speed, the rest two are shit. So trash again. That's how fast this goes. That's double resistance, trash. Damage reduction while injured, trash, sadly, for most builds. And already sadness again. Just imagine how much game the really... Well, so they talked about itemization in case you missed this, chat. And what itemization-wise is going to happen, that, for example, a pants can't have double resistance anymore on it. It will have a single resistance on it, probably, and then you can roll for a second one if you wanted. Or if you have gloves, for example, that have multiple ranks and skills or multiple stats or whatsoever, it can't simply have that anymore. And that's what's going to happen in the next seasons to come, that they're essentially going to take out the chance for items to have certain things on it. Okay, and they're also going to remove many things. I mean, like, fortified generation is probably going to go away. Blood orb healing most likely going to go away. Life regen, while not damaged recently, has to go away. It's totally useless. Crowd control duration goes away. There's a couple of these, like at least 10 to 20 of these you could just cut out straight away, right? Well, this is probably what the best boots would look for. For a weapon, oh yeah, what are we looking for? Overpower weapon. I've always asked that myself many times. So overpower weapon would look like, we want overpower. We want critical strike damage. We want core skill damage, technically, because core skill damage is its own multiplier. Kinda. I mean, if you're looking at mine, I have critical strike damage, I have overpower, but then I have damage to sloat and all stats, which is kind of like... Ever play Titan Quest? No. So, but what the force one, Chad? What would you like to see? I mean, technically vulnerable damage, I guess. Or int. I mean, Int would all in all higher our damage. Vuln would higher our Vuln damage. I guess Vuln could work, right? But at that point, you're kind of like the last stat. In this case, if you have 3, could be any damage type, right? These 3 is what you want to have. You have 2,600 overpowered. That's already good. You're getting there. We're currently at 3K. I mean, with these items, we're at actually 3.3. But I want to have 1,500 critical strike damage. So, yeah, that's why we're having the Grandfather. Then on his shield, there is no shield. This is going to be always the Litless Wall. But interestingly enough, if you don't have the Litless Wall, it would be critical strike chance. It would be lucky hit chance. It would be essence cost reduction probably, and resource generation. That would technically be the perfect offhand if you wouldn't have the Litless Wall. All stats for the board. This is what I thought Latex Engine 2, that all stats make super sense for the board every single time. But it's sometimes hard to verify that. But if I'm looking right now, for example, I'm looking at my Paragon board, I'm missing up here. I'm missing here intelligence that I'll never get, obviously. But I'm also missing here some dex. Not much, just like a little bit dex that if I had that, I would activate these nodes. What about cooldown reduction on offhand? I am not a fan of cooldown reduction because the actual only cooldown reduction you need is on your ulti most of the time for Necro. And that you're getting with the Flicker Stab if you're playing Flicker Stab. And if you're not playing Flicker Stab, you're usually playing Decrepify Curse, and Decrepify Curse has its own like amount of cooldown reduction beyond belief, right? So that's where we're kind of like very doing harsh with cooldown reduction. Damage over time, low roll, distance, lucky hit. Lucky hit is good, but that's just terrible. Damage rat from control impaired duration reduction. The most useless stat that has ever existed. Right? Right? Right. John. Okay, max life. Damage to crowd controlled. Critical stroke. God, low rolled. Yeah, if you have Flicker Step, you don't need cooldown reduction. It's kind of like a waste if you would go for Flicker Step and that. So we have this done. We have that done. We have this done. We have that done. Chest armor. Chest armor is a bit tricky because you got to see how many damage rats can you have. So you have damage reduction overall, right? We have damage rat. That would be damage reduction. Then we have damage rat. But with this build, so technically it's damage reduction from close enemies or damage reduction while fortified, right? And then it would be total armor. These are mandatory for survival, and that would also be maximum life. Right now, we went for a bit more damage because I fizz damage on it, right? And I was really happy because that was a max roll, a 26.2% max roll. I mean, Sorkin, we could use this one for the grandfather video. No, we still have to do a grandfather video, so he wouldn't be completely out. So yeah, we just talked about it, Average, that cooldown reduction. I think I answered that one, right? What was it, yours, Average, that we answered about cooldown reduction? Probably. Okay, when is the next? What was coming? We could already kill some Grégoires. Oh, let's do the, yeah, we could kill some Grégoires to just gather. I mean, I have a hard time with just killing Griggs because I also need to do Whispers, sadly, because we need to get more.
I cannot do that here.
We need to get more Varshan resources. I don't have more Axe. I am finally at the point where I'm running out of Axe, and that is crazy. So why would I ever run out of Axe? But you notice, like, the items are vastly, like, differentiating from build to build. And that's where I'm not wondering that you're struggling sometimes to figure out what is actually a good item, you know? How would a good chest piece look like? Did I pick up the wrong chest piece? And that was maximum life, total armor, damage red, yeah. And we got the gloves too. I'm gonna remove the aspect. It just looks better. Can I remove the aspect? Or does he just keep the aspect? I cannot remove it once I've put it on. That makes my life hard. Okay, so that would be, oh, that was just, we need to delete that. There's actually, the first ring is maximum life, critical strike chance, lucky hit chance, and resource generation. But you could also go for maximum life, maximum essence, crit chance, and lucky hit, I'd say. The maximum essence wouldn't hurt, right? How much can there be on a ring? Also 20? Also 20 on a ring? Never checked it. And this is one of my favorite rings, by the way. Crit chance, critical strike damage, maximum life, and resource regen. It's just such a good ring. But the problem is that's just all like kind of some sad low rolls with the resource regen and the critical strike damage.
I apologize.
So despite this actually being a good ring, still not something you kind of want to have, right? Good day, Joe. Eisenfaust, howdy. Isn't it boring to farm just health item Duriel this season? I mean, not even Well Boss don't have OP items. Well Boss dropped 925 items. Also, I'm not just looking for 925 items, Freddy. As you can see, 918, 902, 925, 925, 925. Then here, this is 1780.
Sorry.
So I'm literally having items all throughout the board. I'm not just limiting myself to the potential max rolls. I mean, it's good to get max rolls, don't get me wrong, but I don't think you should just go for 925s, because end of the day, there's also very good 918, there's good 915, like, you know. But they talked about it in their stream, where they actually mentioned that yes, they're aware that the itemization situation is a little bit sad. And it's not the way how we want it to be. So that, like, only getting 925 items from Duriel is kind of terrible. So they want to work on that as well.
I apologize.
Thoughts about this build against Abattoir of Zir? I think it's insane, because the build is going to excel at the boss. I mean, the build is excelling at everything already. I was a bit worried with boss damage, but now knowing that the boss are 3 bosses that you have to fight, I am very secure that this build will absolutely obliterate the Abattoir. I'm just sure. Like, the freaking dudes have no chance. I mean, you're gonna do this to them, right? I'm probably gonna be even going like for the littlest wall against that, because I'm gonna be constantly armored up. It's just gonna be nasty. There's no question. Which brings us though to pans now. Pans would also be total armor, right? In case you don't have T-Bolt's wool yet. Total armor, maximum life, and then damage red from close, and damage red in total. And I've actually never seen this pants. I've never seen this pants with total armor, max life, damage red, and damage red from close. Oh, and what would a talisman look like if you don't have banished lords? Don't have banished lords. Don't have banished lords. Don't have banished lords. I think it's tights. No, wait a second. Which one is it? So that's the discussion, right? While healthy, your blood skills deal 18% damage, or your blood skills deal 15% increased overpower damage. This bonus is doubled while you're healthy. You get another 3 ranks on Tides of Blood. It's 30, it's 60 instead of being 30 in total. That's actually really nice. So I guess Tides of Blood is kind of S tier, which gets followed up by total armor, and then probably essence cost reduction. And I mean, it could also be movement speed, because movement speed translate in this build really nicely to attack speed with lucky hit. Right? That looks actually really nice. It's good to write this down. I don't know if you've ever done this for your build, you know, to write down what you actually need, because I feel like everyone has it in their head, but once in a while you kind of need to write it down to not really struggle. What glyph are you going to replace for the Abattoir of Zir? I am going in the Send of Death board on every single of my Necro builds. Actually, the Flesh Eater board on every single of my Necro builds. And it's going to be in here. Because in here it's going to boost my resistance and also my damage to elites. Alternative, it's going to go down here for more armor. The question, what I need, more armor or not, right? You think this build is better than Bone Spear overall? I think for the way the bosses are made, Squid, it might just be simply better because it's just working from an armor standpoint better. That being said, the Bone Spear has a very nice way how it works without T-Bald's will that might make it also extremely interesting. So I'm not sure how the struggle there is going to be honest. What we have to test today is we have to test actually putting one single point in Blighted Corpse Explosion instead of normal Corpse Explosion. The problem with Blighted is that it happens now, the 55% lucky hit, stretched out on 6 seconds. But if you have Blighted Corpse Explosion happening, Blighted Corpse Explosion is damage over time, and Shadow damage over time ticks a bit better for the Disobedience armor value. You know? Okay, that was now for what we're looking here for. I think we get stats on everything nailed down. And this would be T-Balls, by the way. Let me put it in the uniques that are technically meant to be in there. And then like the stats are essentially in as like, what if you don't have it? Right? Always use the Blighted one. Well, the Blighted one just makes more sense, but the lucky hit is different from that one. And we essentially just have to test if the lucky hit makes sense. So we'll have to go into a bunch of opponents and just see if it triggers more or less. Because the problem is that if you have 6 triggers over 6 seconds, it might just not happen often enough compared to having one explosion that then triggers, right? I mean, 6 triggers a 10% or 1 trigger a 60%. What do you prefer? Right? What do you prefer? And once you can answer that question, we'll know what's going on. But also, we just simply have to test it. So that's also going to be our final pinnacle boost to this build. Like, I think there's no more alteration to be made. The Paragon board is perfect and everything. We just got to wait for the Tears of Blood at this point. But that is a final test to really go through. And then for the bone build, wait, we had this all done. 1, 2, 3. Wait, am I missing? 1, 2, 3. Unique. Flicker Stab. So we have these boots or Flicker Stab, essentially. So this is where I like Flicker Stab. You could have Essence Cost Reduction, Movement Speed, All Stats, or Dodge Chance. Or I could have All Stats, Movement Speed, and Damage Reduction from Close. I mean, this is just something Flicker Stab has, no one else has, because damage from close, 20%. Right? Like how can you not like just Flicker Stab when that thing is just giving you a flat 20% damage reduction? I don't understand how people are just not in love with this ability.
I need time to do that.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of the street. Do you use base skills? Rarely, but it's good to have it. Also, there's no alternative. I mean, there's just nothing else I could use instead of the base skill that would make everything better. There's a couple of reasons for the base skill. Okay, we get Deathless Visage, but just in case you don't have Deathless Visage, also here it would be total armor, essence. Then that's like the point. Like in this case, it wouldn't even be max life necessarily, right? I mean, max life wouldn't hurt, but realistically, you kind of want to have int and then eventually, like I have Dex on a helmet, so I know that it works. Or like all stats. I mean, you could go Lucky Hit while Barium, actually. So you have something in this direction. You don't have the helmet. For the chest, it could be also physical damage, but yeah, because you're on the distance, and then it would be total armor. But again, instead of going for life here, you could just go for 2 damage reds, right? But this time I think, is it damage read from distant or is it damage read from close? I never know what's better because technically, sort of damage read while fortifying. Interestingly enough, if we play the shadow pooled, you could play damage reduction from enemies affected by shadow on top. Right? You know that the first French fries weren't cooked in France, they were cooked in Greece. And why are they called French fries then, Juggernaut? Come on. Acknowledge us. And then damage red from close. I mean, damage red overall is just better. I like the physical damage skill though on here. It's kind of crazy. Then for the gloves, you're essentially going for critical strike chance, critical strike damage with bone skills. You're going for ranks and bone spear. Ranks of bone spear, but what's the fourth? What's the fourth? I mean, technically it's lucky hit chance, but practically it could also be attack speed. Right? Both kind of work well.
I cannot do that.
Because they're cooked in Greece, it's a play on words. I don't know. I'm uneducated. What has France to do with Greece? That is then Greece fries is French fries. Do you mean we could have called them Greece fries instead? Could we have called them Greece fries instead? That sounds so weird. Also, chat, who of you has all watched the Abattoir of Zir presentation? Who's ready and excited as I am? I'm really looking forward to it. Only a couple more days. We might one day play something different just to chill, you know, before the Abattoir of Zir. So we're not like all out going, you know, just get a different game in. I mean, we have essentially Sunday to stream. Then we have, oh, we've like, oh God, that's items. That's items. That's items. I don't have place for Shard of Agony. How can that be? I have the resource reduction elixir 10 times, Chan. 10 times. I am ready. I am so damn ready. Okay, where are we at? Deathless Visage, movement speed, ring was critical strike. Then that was attack speed. Pans are also, pans were total armor. I mean, there were tibs. If you don't have tibs though, or if you want to do the defensive thingy, that was total armor. I'm still not sure what's better. If triple damage reduction is better, chat, and I have never seen the pans actually with triple damage reduction, right? Or if it would be better to go for max life. Or struggle with that because max life is nice, but what is like you need a baseline of max life like 13, 14,000 so you don't just get one hit. But how much life do you really need? Because most sorks are running around with 9,000 life, right? Any sorks in the chat? I think 9,000 life is kind of like a sork life, right? That matters. Yeah, like 12, 13, 14, something in the direction, but not more, right? Because I'm like, you know, I'm obviously running around with a 21. I mean, that's because my Doombringer is giving me 14k plus, but like 5k plus, but still. I'm just saying, I'm running around with quite so much speed. You know? I'm tanky. I'm just saying, I'm tanky, you know? But again, what does tanky use you if you don't have like the stats to back up that tankiness? Then tankiness is for all we care completely useless. right? Less than 9k for sure. What? You have less than 9k life, but not on level 100, right? You get Sully's Amulet today. Congratulations. I hope you're not a Necro. Because it does work, but it's not good. Sorry. Let's see if we get anything. So we need no barrier generation and shadow resistance. If I see two things I don't need, it's already trash. I mean, that's max essence. And now we saw it's actually a 13% roll, 13 essence roll. So that's nice. And this is also a max roll on disobedience. So I'll keep this though to disenchant. That one is horrible as well. We got damage red from distance as a low roll. Thank you very much. This is the crazy part, like to really get everything correct, right? This can have essence cost reduction of 11-12% and another 20% resource generation. Huh, interesting. You know, you not only need to get the right things, you also need to get the right things max rolled. Always my favorite thing, right? Get the right things, but also get them perfect. And if you don't, then it's useless and you might as well shoot yourself. Congrats. That's another perfect disobedience. I cannot say no to perfect disobedience. There's like no questions here. Critical strike chance, low roll. Vuln, low roll. Damage over time, good. Minions inherit thorns. Not good for what I'm looking for, but I actually have to check for shadow what I'm literally looking for in shadow. I don't really know what I'm looking for in shadow, to be honest. I haven't checked in a while, you know, to see what is it. Oh, I unfavorited my wand. That could have gone bad. I'm level 100 Necro with Shaco. You have a good build for tier 100 and bosses. I mean, you can play this Blood Surge build and just put Shaco on. Essentially. But Shaco fits in every build. You don't need any Shaco specific builds, you know? You just put it on wherever you feel it. It's like Shaco there, Shaco this, Shaco that. Shakalaka Shaco. Me just ripping out aspects here. Don't you worry, chat. I was the ossified essence high roll. Yep. Oh no! Aspect of serration. We're full. Fast pony. Put something in the box.
They're working. Their craftsmanship builds Kedbadu.
You have less than 9k on 100. That's crazy. And how does it feel? Chippy, good to see you there, brother. How you doing? Didn't know you stream on TikTok. I stream everywhere. I stream everywhere. I mean, TikTok is essentially just a little side thingy where you have it running because there is also a community on TikTok to talk to. And they're amazing people. They deserve your attention as well. There's no question about it. Let's teleport back to Griggy.
I'm not ready yet.
God, I'm disgusted by your 100 life. Okay, so we get Necro. Oh yeah, boots. Boots. I think boots would probably be the same for. I don't see a difference. Like it's on boots. It's essence cost reduction. It's movement, speed, all stats, and dodge. Oh, movement speed, all stats, and dodge. Correct. A weapon for a bone necro is critical strike damage with bone skills, critical strike damage. It would be core skill damage. So that's the triple trinity, correct? And then you could technically go for int. Right? A derivative, derivative. Thank you for the subscription and the follow. Welcome to the Knights of the Round Table. Thanks for being the first supporter this hour. When a new month has started, chat. Cyril, thank you for the 40 months as well. Cyril completely missed that. New month has started. It is now the final month of the year. Year has been probably my weakest streaming year in the past 9. Sounds sad, but it is just what it is. That is not because the year was exceptionally bad, guys. Okay, listen. It was just because the other years were so good. Because the problem is, if you used to be extremely big, right? If you had your hype phase on Twitch, then every subsequent year can only be worse. No, I'm already past my hype prime phase that I used to have on Twitch, and now we're essentially a working class streamer that lives without hype and just with professional attitude. Surprise. We exist. We're fun. But it's interesting to see that, you know, that technically every year is just horrible in comparison. See, this is the bosses from the Abattoir of Zir, chat. And you can go in and you can pull them together and we can just destroy them. I love that. These are the Abattoir of Zir bosses. That has me actually so happy. Have a good build for the event. We have already a couple of good builds for the event. We have everything for you covered already. We have the top 3 builds. We have a whole tier list that shows you 8 different builds that you can play in the Abattoir of Zir. We have everything for you. Everything. Follow your build videos since before season 1. Derivative. Thank you for following it already before season 1. It's been a wild ride. I mean, the last 6 months have been amazing. We have been, since Diablo has been released, every single month has been a 1 million view plus month on YouTube. And before that has only happened 2 times when I was like extremely lucky. So we've been like killing it. Chat, absolutely killing it.
I'm not ready yet.
Does the Nightmare Dungeon have affixes? Yes, the Abattoir of Zir is going to have affixes too, but you're not going to know these affixes until you're in. So you don't know if they're going to be lightning enchanted. You don't know if they're going to be fire enchanted. You don't know if they're going to be like whatever, you know, all of these kind of things. You don't know until you're in, and then it's going to be shoved into your face, and you're going to be like, oh, I didn't see that coming, because you didn't. So the way how it works with the Abattoir of Zir, and I'll show you, and that's also why you have to have good items. This is why you have to good items, guys. This is why you need the damage reduction and everything. This is why we need to max out our resistances, why your Paragon board has to be smart. This is like, it's not a joke. This is why these things have to fit. What happens is, so you're going into the dungeon, you're hosting the AOZ, so you're getting the Abattoir of Zir up, right? And as soon as you get the Abattoir of Zir up, you're just in there, right? You have fun. You don't know, there's no affixes. It doesn't say anything. It says slay monsters before time runs out. And then you go around and here, this, for example, this is lightning. This is shadow enchanted, poison. This is frost. So all through the bench. The other one is a summoner, right? A little bit of everything. But when the bosses are spawning, and the bosses are again bloodseekers, okay? So the bosses are bloodseekers. Let's get all 3 of them on the screen. So this one is Poison, Lightning, Shadow. That one is Frost, then Tempest thingy, and Lightning, Shadow, and whatever that slowing Tempest thingy was, right? Which one do you find more fun to play, the Giga Dot or the Blood Surge? Since you have to do a lot of overworld for actually getting your gear together, I do prefer Blood Surge tremendously over the Giga Dot, because overworld is just so good. Do we need to complete this? Yes, you need to complete that, chat. If you don't have the seasonal journey done, chat, I will repeat this one time. You need to complete the season journey. It's not an option. You need to have this completed. It's relatively easy to get this done. I mean, like one day of focused work and you get this done, right? But still, yeah, I mean,
Not while I'm in town.
what's your build suggestion for the AOZ? It's the Undying Blood Surge Emperor that we're playing here right now. Why? Because the build is Undying, which is perfect. It does incredible damage. Thank you. And it's very good if there's more than one opponent on the screen, and the bosses are 3 opponents at the same time. And even if there's only one opponent, with the latest addition to how we boosted the build, item-wise, it's also extremely good on in general handling things. So make out of that what you want, you know? It's just working. Okay, perfect drops for bone, dome. Yeah, we have everything. And now I need to just find for shadow because I wasn't actually sure. We need to make a third one now. Build planner, and that's going to be necro, and that is perfect. Drops for shadow necro. So I don't think about that yet because on shadow necro, for example, I would actually go for cooldown reduction. But that has the reason. So Shadow Necro, the helmet, would have cooldown reduction. But why would the helmet on Shadow Necro have cooldown reduction? Because you're trying also to get blood mist down, right? That totally makes sense. I mean, we'd still go for lucky hit chance while barrier, would still go for total armor. I would still probably go for maximum life, but yeah. Kind of like the difference to the others that we would go for cooldown reduction because we don't need maximum essence. Shadow Necro is Gigadot. Yes, Gigadot is Shadow Necro. Did we drop Sever finally? I mean, we tried Sever yesterday and it was horrible. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but we tried Sever. It was horrible. No one liked it. It was sadness. Sadness. Not Katniss. From the movie. Sad. Look how my blood mist is just destroying that poor soul. Poor lad. Poor lad just getting sent to his ancestors. I use Flicker Stab on Blood Surge instead of Ghost Walker. That's what I'm doing. Bash. I'm using Flicker Stab. But I know a lot of people prefer Ghost Walker, and they're like boots have a so boots can be good in this build because boots in the blood build can have essence cost reduction, movement speed, all stats, and dodge chance. So generally the essence cost reduction on boots is quite nice because how high can it roll? I think essence cost reduction can roll up to like 20+%. And for a skill that costs 33 essence, 20% is quite nice. The less essence you use, the more essence you get restored as well, which is the interesting part because like if we have here 42 restored and it costs less. I miss Flicker Step for the Bone Storm cooldown. Technically, you don't need it for the Bone Storm cooldown because practically the Bone Storm is always up. But that's a technically practically situation, right? I'm
not ready yet.
No, ribbed. Ribbed. Is maximum 10% Harley? What would you recommend placeholder for Lilith's Wall while I farm it? We put stats in here. Critical strike chance, lucky hit chance, essence cost reduction, and resource generation. You could either take a shield and put disobedience on it, and then you can play a Godslayer crown until then, for example, or a Shaco. Or you play a focus and you then go a bit more offensive oriented, right? We're all about Ghostwalker since until you get me a Flicker. I mean, Ghostwalker is nice. Moving faster is nice. Bonus movement speed is nice because that movement speed also goes into your attack speed. But realistically, I mean, until or unless we're running through the gauntlet and we have to clear a dungeon the fastest way possible, like we have to do in season 3, I just simply don't see where we need Ghostwalker. I also wish Necro had a bit more better utility aspects because the utility aspects of Necro are kind of like, you know?
I need more time.
Poor lad. Poor lad is just getting torched. Okay, I have how many? So like I can get one more. Yeah, we can get one more. Then I have 6. I could summon 3 Duriels, Chad. I could summon 3 Duriels. Do we need to defeat Lilith alone for the seasonal journey, or is it acceptable if we do it with friends? You just have to get the seasonal journey done. How you do it doesn't matter. Like, end of the day, you don't even have to defeat Lilith. I mean, open multiple torches, gift chests, easy, reach reputation. I mean, this one is debatable. Like, this one is going to take long. I mean, defeat Duriel, easy. Purify Seeds of Hatred, easy. Defeat world boss, easy. Time gated though. Equip 8 ancestrals. Tier 90 complete. If you don't complete tier 90, don't even go in the Abattoir of Zir. Simple as it is, right? Improve power and gun glyphs to rank 21. Easy. Defeat Echo of Lilith. I mean, it's easier for me to defeat Echo of Lilith than to go for this. I mean, if you really struggle with Lilith, I would go for the bone build because the bone build just absolutely destroys her. You know? I wish there was more defensive options because Shielding Storm is kind of the only option. Yes. Yes. My Necro is a very weak class when it comes down to overall class design. So yes, I do agree. Necro is terrible. Yes. When it comes down to defense. Wouldn't it be nice if Diablo in next season adds sites like Angels and Demons you could pay one? I mean, they could do some public events, Last Grizzly, where you farm for one side of the community versus the others, and other like shenanigans in that direction. Oh, what happened here to my character picture?
Forge awaits your return.
Never looked at that. Okay, fueled by death, damage red, to shrine buff. Yikes. Yikes. Healing received and blood skill damage, and movement speed after killing elites. Why is movement speed after killing elites a thing, Chan? Why? Just for the love of God, explain. Well, that is a thing. Whoever sat down and was like, this is great. We should make this. You know? We should make this. Gloves, bad. Critical strike chance. Critical strike damage with bone skills. Started so good. And then it just went sad. Damage red. Bone spirit. Dex. Damage red. Dodge chance. Bone spirit. Critical damage with bone skills. Cold damage. Shadow damage. Damage slowed. Cold. Critical. Yikes. Damage for 4 seconds after picking up a blood orb. Nope. Thank you, but nope. What is the best weapon for Shadow? That is a very good question. Let's actually check what I have currently on my weapon. So I like that. You struggle with Lilith because you don't know her mechanics. I mean, you got to do her a few times to kind of understand her mechanics, and then you just go through. Is the Ring of Starless Skies useful? The Ring of Starless Skies is not bad, okay? The problem is a lot of things do it better. So you have the Ring of Starless Skies, and it reduces each consecutive core skill cast reduces the resource cost. The problem is in builds where the resource cost is being reduced, you don't want to reduce the resource cost. You actually want to get a resource back. So that's a little bit the problem with the Ring of Starless Skies. As useful as it is, you don't want to reduce resource. You want to refund resource. And that's where, again, Exposed Flesh is so good. And even Mother's Embrace is better because Mother's Embrace, for example, gives you essence back. And here comes the interesting part. If a core skill hits 4 or more enemies, the resource is refunded, right? What happens is, if you get 40% resource back, and in this case, it would be from a Blood Surge, it is 33 essence, then 40% of that back, let's say 15, you get 15 back, but this 15 gets boosted by your resource generation. If you have 50% resource generation, then you actually get 23 back per Blood Surge cast, so every Blood Surge only costs you 10 essence instead of 33. Aspect of the Umbral for Blood Surge Necro, nice, but you need to essentially crowd control for it to work. And in most of the cases, you have the opponents already killed. So what do we have on our weapon already? All stats in critical strike damage and damage over time. Now, the damage over time is technically not needed because this is the Giga Dot build, right? We're trying to do as Giga Dot damage as possible. We're trying to do as much critical strike damage as possible. So we're really trying to push this one out as far as we can. And therefore, if you're looking for the Shadow Necro and then for the perfect weapon, I would say we're looking at critical strike damage. That's for sure, right? Then core skill damage is useless because we're not core skill damaging. So I think Int is here one of the stats that makes the most sense because Int is the flat increase of just damage end of the day. So that would get us the most out of like what we do. Then we have Vuln because we have our opponents vulnerable most of the time. So therefore vulnerable damage would make sense. And then you could technically go for ultimate skill damage because we are doing ultimate skill damage. But on the other hand, you might boost your ultimate skill, yes, but we actually only want X-Fel to be proc the most. So you're kind of looking for damage 2 affected by shadow damage over time enemies, because that one triggers also with X-Fel's corroded signet. It's harsh to kind of get to that, right? Why does Necro use one instead of one of the other one-handers? So this build here, the Shadow Necro, for example, uses the wand for the X-Fells. And then if you're going for the Bone Necro, and the Bone Necro has roughly the same equipment as my Blood Surge Necro, you're using Ring of the Exposed Flesh, which is also lucky hit chance. And since the Ring of the Exposed Flesh is also lucky hit chance, you're going for a 1 for intrinsic lucky hit stat. Right? You're level 70. Where should farm your level? You can do Nightmare Dungeons, tier 50 to 60 with level 80, probably. Should be able to, if you have good equipment. See about that. So yeah, where we're stuck. Lucky hit chance here. We have lucky hit chance to restore essence, the same we have for bone. So you want that lucky hit chance to restore essence. Your skin with the open chest is sick. That's just the standard Necro skin, in case you didn't know this. I mean, that's a standard transmog that we have, that you have forever. I mean, usually all my Necros have the open chest cavity. It's this one here. It's usually what all my Necros have, but this time I was going more for the bone lord, the boner, boner. So yeah. The helm, though, I know, but I wanted to create a little bit more diverse looks quickly. We need to kill 2 Bloodseekers. Yeah, I usually go in to kill the 2 Bloodseekers. Just too simple to not do it. I mean, usually every Blood Harvest, I would try to yoink this off. Oh, we need to kill 1 more Greg, right? Why is Necro the best for you? Because I enjoy it the most. I don't enjoy any other class as much as Necro. The main reason for that is that you don't use basic skills as a Necro. Like every single build I play tries to not use basic skills as much as possible. So that's what I enjoy truly a lot. Because who wants to use basic skills? Basic skills are one of the most annoying things to use in the game. And I will die on this hill. Like I mean, the reason why we have basic skills that produce essence in this game is because the game developers thought it's fun to have us struggle. They didn't want you to have your mana, your essence, or whatever every single time up. So they wanted you to struggle. That's essentially what they said in one of their interviews there early on. That's the mechanic behind it. And I was like, but what if I just don't want to struggle, sir, ma'am? What if I do just want to play the game and blast everything continuously with my main skills? And they're like, nah. So yeah, I'm just enjoying Necro the most. It's a very fun class. I have like 0 complaints. Oh, this is perfect. Why is that Siphon perfect, chat? Wait, we need to swap over now. Oh no, that's not the siphon I was looking for. No, this is not the siphon you're looking for. I thought it was an actual siphon gonna be. I got robbed. No, I don't want to do an event. I'm so unhappy. I was hoping it was a real siphon. Is it Humomancy? No, I don't use Humomancy. I got Blood Surge. Who needs Humomancy when he got Blood Surge? But Humomancy helps with these alone. That's true. I wanted to summon two Seekers really quickly. Let me summon 2 Seekers. It feels like yesterday that we read through what the new season has to offer, John. It feels like yesterday. But it's been quite some days already. How much more do I need for this? Oh god, I'm almost done. Yikes. I wasn't aware I killed everything this fast. You must use basic skills to use core skills, exactly. But the whole design behind this is that they wanted you to struggle, right? They didn't want you to use your core skills the whole time. They wanted to introduce some struggle, some min-maxing, some using of base skills. And I'm just working on never using base skills. Screw base skills. Left, right, and center at all, okay? Doombringer's not good. Yeah. Yeah, not. Mainly that the problem with Necro is that Necro needs all the offensive aspects it can get. And Necro can't just sacrifice many offensive aspects, so it's hard out there to get something. Another Nightmare Sigil. I need to stop dropping Nightmare Sigil. It's getting critical. Max life. You know what? The 50 Thorns Elixir can eat my ass. Okay, now going back to Shadow Necro. What's the perfect gloves for a Shadow Necro, Chan? That is specifying on critical strike chance, critical strike, lucky hit chance, then Ranks and Blight, but that's actually optional. So Ranks and Blight is for the build good, but you have critical strike chance, lucky hit chance. But now comes the question, right? Do you go for shadow damage over time because you actually do shadow damage over time, or do you go for int? Because technically, if we're just trying to get the maximum X-Felt's corroded signet procs, and going for shadow damage over time just doesn't make simple sense. But if you're going for the best overall damage, you should probably go for damage over time. But then again, every point of intelligence would also boost your shadow damage over time anyways, because you're doing more damage. So, what?
That looks worn.
Yeah.
I can fix it.
Yeah. You notice where the proper Rooney is? That'll probably be the perfect gloves there. Rings you don't have to look for because you're essentially playing X-Felts. I mean, in that build, you're playing... This is helpful to play X-Felts and to play the Sacrilegious ring. So, helpful. By the way, if you want to play Doombringer in the Gigadot build. So, again, what does Doombringer actually do? Let's pull it quickly up for you to understand. That is... Doombringer. So Doombringer is the unique sword that does core skill damage, which is kind of useless, but it's okay. Damage, lucky hit chance, up to 5% chance to heal, maximum life. And then you have up to 25% chance to deal X shadow damage to surrounding enemies and reduce their damage done by 20% for 5 seconds. That works in this case if you put the Ring of Sacrilegious Swords out and you move the weapon aspect to the ring. The problem with that is if you do this, that you're going to be losing out on lucky hit chance a lot. And you're going to lose on the corpse autocasts, which are essentially more lucky hit chance as well. So kind of like a stinker. By the way, shout out to YouTube, guys. We have Twitch almost at 400 viewers. YouTube again at almost 150. Jesus. And TikTok at 5. Fuck yeah. And Facebook at 1, ladies and gentlemen. Everywhere in the world, people are watching this stream, being entertained and having fun, hopefully, with Diablo 4. Abattoir of Zir around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And I think our build is absolutely ready. I just can't see like how any of our builds is going to struggle. Interesting point though. Think about it again. If we're looking at the bosses, right? The bosses were these 3 Bloodseekers, right? So the bosses were 3 Bloodseekers fighting against each other. And if we're thinking about that, the bosses are 3 Bloodseekers. The Gigadot build is really interesting because it's just going to be having armor, infinite armor, and blood surge to not die. So I'm really going to ask myself how the Gigadot is going to struggle in any way.
I'm not ready.
I'm still not sure which build I should go day 1 with. I think I'm going to make a vote on the YouTube channel, probably, where everyone can participate in, and on Twitter, to see if you want to see Bone, Gigadot, or Blood. I think Bone... I mean, Bone is good, right? But Blood Surge is just better at clearing the dungeon. So Bone Spear would be better at killing the bosses. But Blood Surge is so vastly better at clearing. Damn. For lad. I truly need a bit more critical strike damage, I feel like, to scale my damage higher. We are, again, chat, we are at 700% at 3,300% overpowered. But I feel like instead of going for overpowered damage on my ring, I think it would be better to go for critical strike damage. That would make sense. Balance isn't better? Nope. I hope the dungeon provides enough powder to make another one. As far as I know, it's going to be a no. So make sure to get your powder up. I mean, my powder is currently at 15,000. I think we can't go over 15,000, right? 15,000 max for sigil powder? I think I maxed out. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, we got 6 Shards of Agony. You're 72k. Sorry, what have you been doing? That you have 72k. John, what have you? I am the content creator. What have you been doing? Okay, weapon. This is litless. Nothing. No. You're not getting away with nothing. What the fuck have you been doing? Okay, amulet on this one. So what's the perfect shadow amulet? Total armor. No question about that. Movement speed could be nice, but I don't think we need movement speed because we don't need attack speed. So movement speed and attack speed are kind of mute. What you want is corpse skills. So ranking all corpse skills in that build would be nice. And that followed up then with gloom passive, probably. It will also be fueled by death to actually make it simpler. Yeah, it could be fueled by death or gloom. Like both will kind of work because damage multiplies damage multiplier, to be honest. Sound? That's because my nose booped this. Sorry, chat. My nose booped this. Just Kuza, good to see you there. So, sorry. What I was thinking about is like going for lucky hit chance with Berry on the amulet over int percentage. Is fueled by death better than gloom? So there is a lot of discussion there. The thing is, fueled by death brings you up to 18%, right? Gloom is at 6% if it's upgraded 3 times. And when you damage enemies with darkness skills, they take increased shadow damage from you. Okay? The thing is, that stacks up 3 times. And you also do shadow damage the whole time. 3 times stacked gloom is 18%. If you have 3 more ranks in gloom, then a 3 times stacked gloom is 36%. So you get a total of 18% more damage. Whereas this one only gives you 9% more damage. So what do you prefer, 18% more or 9% more damage multiplicative? And that's where Gloom is better than Terror, because Terror only works on stunned, immobilized, or frozen. Okay? Would a build with Abattoir of Zir be good for the Abattoir of Zir? Not on a Necro. Not on a Necro. Only because it works doesn't make it good. Not on a Necro. Don't you ever do that to me. Or we're throwing hands. Ranks to Gloom. Bone skill damage, minion attack speed, and crowd control duration. What is this most random amulet in existence? Chat. One thing you should not forget, and this is very important. Not for weapons, but for jewelry. Always check the vendor. If it works, good to see you there. Check the vendor. Because there's always a chance that the vendor might have a good amulet. I mean, this is Death Reach. Bone skill damage, and movement speed. If I would re-roll the damage into total armor percentage, this would be a good amulet. It wouldn't even be bad. It would actually be quite fantastic, to be honest. Rings can sometimes be good as well. But still harsh to find one, right? Do it now. I think I have a better amulet. So this one is moving death reach. I have wait a second. Where's my movement speed amulet? This one. I have movement speed, total armor, ranks to all corpse skills, and death reach. But as you notice, the ranks to all corpse skills is useless. So, to be honest, that one is actually better. Yeah. To be honest, that one is actually better in that case. We would have to reroll the damage, though, because the damage in this case is not good. But that one can now go next to our bone skill damage. So we actually found a good amulet just from the vendor right now. As I told you, there's a world where the vendor can get us a good one. When we also have this one here, bone skill damage, damage red while fortified, compound fracture, and macabre. The macabre you can reroll easily, right? And then you have damage red while fort, which is nice, plus bone skill damage. And we just have to reroll total armor, then it would be nice. That would lose us movement speed, which loses us attack speed, and it's kind of like a stinker. Then we have an amulet that gives us total armor percentage, amazing. Damage red from close, really good. And then lastly, also lucky hit chance while you have barrier. If I reroll this one also now into anything like gloom or whatsoever, we're getting to the shadow amulet, right? Because I needed total armor, lucky hit chance, and then gloom or corpse skills. So we're getting very close with this one to actually being there, right up and personal. Actually working on upgrades. Didn't expect to work on upgrades. Okay, who's coming with me to Duriel, chat? We can quickly, as we're talking about perfect items, also check out on Duriel. So I have 3 Duriel tries. You give me your BattleNet ID, or you are in my friend list. If you're in my friend list, you're actually allowed to join at this time, because we've had the friend list be having to sit out for quite a while. So now the friend list is getting a chance once in a while to join up straight away. Mr. Scruff, thank you very much for the brand new subscription. You do not have to subscribe to join us, though. I'm just saying, like, everyone is always welcome, no matter if you're a supporter in the monetary way or just in person, right? Oh, it means just in person. That's the most important one. How can you be lucky to join? Well, I need your BattleNet. I can't invite you otherwise, you know? So it's very simple. You give me your ID, and there's already people being relatively fast here. I got Roxy added. I got Mr. Shipper coming in. Truck, you're still not in my friend list? I thought I had your friend listed up multiple times. I'm on your list. Well, then invite yourself faster than the others, my friend. Twice, and we're full. Sorry, whoever was too late. Now I can summon 3 Duriels. If anyone from Crispy, Twig, or Pony also brings their own resources, that's fantastic. If not, we're not mad. Yeah, a truck. I thought you're in the friend list already. You make the most sense for me, at least. I'm trying, Scruff. I'm trying to keep it down to earth. I'm trying to keep it reasonable. I'm trying to not clickbait. I mean, yes, my thumbnail will say this changes everything, but it will say it when it actually does, okay? I'll add a thumbnail that says this changes everything if it actually does that. Because why wouldn't I? If I discover a cool mechanic, a cool item or something, then I think I should do this. Twag, you can do one myself. That's great. Appreciate it. Blood Necros Unite. Or what are you, Tathika? Oh no, Bone Spear. Oh god, Bone Spear. Ban Tathika from the chat. Right now, moderators. Pony just wants to check the profiles of people. I can't check a single profile. They're all not cool. View profile, Crispy. Crispy got Godslayer, Rainmend, T-Bolts, Jesus, Tarashas. What is this? What is this 4 out of 5? What is this 4 out of 5? Because the amulet is trash, I know. What is this 4 out of 5? Deathless Visage. Oh god, we got the double necros, chat. We got the double bone necros. Three necros and a sork walk into a bar. Wee woo, wee woo. See, now we're gonna use our basic skill to make another bone storm on Durio. Just like for you to understand what are we actually using basic skills for. It's often also to spread the bone storm against bosses, because it allows, like, with the basic skill, I can essentially stand anywhere I want, and then I can just, with the high lucky hit chance, which is 46%, it's quite decent, hit them up with the bonus of basic skill shenanigans. Okay, ring. I don't need rings. I need a better Banished Lord's Talisman. Oh, that is a high roll on lucky hit chance, a high roll on cooldown reduction, a high roll on damage over time. Huh. That could be something. Could be something. I'm not going to say no to it, Sean. Right? We're trying. Also, if you missed the updates for Abattoir of Zir, by the way, chat, there's a YouTube video on. We kind of struggled with the thumbnail this morning a little bit. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was really not sure how to make the thumbnail for that video. But we got it done in the end, because it was an itemization rework, new infos on Abattoir of Zir, and how everything works. So it was a bit of a struggle to get that one out, but I think we succeeded in the end. Not 100% happy, but I'll take it. You know, sometimes you just gotta accept that you don't have the absolute perfection thumbnail. And today we're mainly trying to just talk about perfect items on every. By the way, would you like to have the links to this, chat? Would you like to have the links to these three? Because they're essentially my repository for how perfect items look for essentially all three builds that are for Abattoir of Zir. This is the Necro class. Yes, I hope you're not expecting any kind of Summoner Necro or something, because that does not exist. I'm sorry. Look, Mom! I got a Doombringer! Sorry, Grandfather! I'm holding my grandfather in my hands. Get on, Poppy. What are you doing? I like the bone necros just going like Poor Duriel's getting pummeled left, right, and center. Boots? No, I don't need boots. I don't need boots. When I could maybe need a perfect damage reduction roll, I guess. That's the last thing I might need. Got new to Diablo 4. That's fine, sir. You're started Necro this morning. I'm level 63 so far. I hope you're liking it, my friend. Because it is so good. It's so... Okay, let's see what we're getting here, chat. A new helmet. Double resistance and healing received. Yikes. Basic skill attack damage and crowd control duration. Yikes. Why? Why is it just sadness? It's the fastest way from 80 to 100 nightmare dungeons. I mean, fastest. Yeah. But you should still pick up every single hell tide you can, because what use is being level 100 if you don't have materials to summon the Uber bosses? Because, like, yeah, I mean, with level 80, you're blasting through hell tides anyways, so you should do that. Okay, Twike just used his materials. I think I have one more after this, and then we don't know if Tithika or Crispy has another one as well. We'll see about that. Oh, my fortify is almost fortified.
I'm not ready
Just Haiti 2. Any know a good way to find groups? Kind of boring solo. Well, there is an official Diablo 4 Discord. There was our Discord where you can ask for people. Realistically, I mean, most people level solo, I guess. Like finding people to level is kind of harsh, unless you have friends that play, right? There's no kind of group finder or anything. But then again, even if there was a group finder, people just simply play this game alone. Prefer the solitude. I need to clear my inventory. I'm sorry. Actually, yes, I need to clear my inventory. Sorry. Just grinding glyphs. I think I'm very close to have everything 21 I need. I mean, on my main character, everything is 21 I need, but on this character, I still need territorial on 21. Because we're thinking about of playing the territorial glyph, guys. The territorial glyph provides a damage ret on close enemies, which could be useful. Shadow resistance, summoning skill damage, yikes. Essence cost reduction, no, double yikes. I am once again just asking for slightly okay drops. I'm not asking for much. Slightly okay drops, okay, Chan? Like somewhat okay-ish items. Nothing crazy. just not trash, okay? Dodge chance, dex, fortify, yikes. Movement speed after killing elite. Movement speed, cool. Blood orb healing. Shadow resistance, slow duration reduction. Maximum life, lucky hit chance, resource generation, and critical strike damage with bone skills. Huh. If I re-roll the resource generation into critical strike chance, that one wouldn't be terrible. I mean, again, what am I looking for? Bone Spear. I technically look for crit damage bone, crit damage that, and critical strike chance. But it would be a compromise, at least has max life on it. This is crit damage, damage over time, damage to crowd control enemies, and blood orb healing. Death reach, 1 rank, movement speed, willpower, strength. I always ask myself, how good are the percentile items, John? Do you like the... Oh my goodness, this is strength in and willpower. do you like the percentile plus? I feel like sure, like a 10% an int is nice, which is 100 int. But only if you're actually going for the maximum of int, right?
Cannot do that here.
So many things done, and so, like one maybe update, right? Might need to lower your expectations. No, that's not the point, dude. I mean, I just, you know, like we have the perfect items laid out for every character. That's not true. I'm lacking, like, right now the perfect chest, how it would look for this build. So I have the perfect items laid out. I just essentially need to get lucky now, right? Using your Bone Spear build, yes, I get the Shaco. I can change it or it doesn't make a difference in the build. It doesn't really make a difference, to be honest, because the Godslayer crown is just so much better. You don't have mats for a run. I hope that's okay. No, that's totally fine. I mean, I invited you to these runs. When I invite, I don't expect you to bring anything. It's a gift freely given. A gift freely given. And then I just farm a little bit more and we just do more. And then I farm a little bit more and we do more. And then rinse and repeat. You know? I'm gonna imagine me expecting something in return. Where does Rob go for Vuln over crit? In which build? V2. I mean, first and foremost, I can't tell you why Rob does what Rob does because Rob is Rob and he does things Rob does, you know? But for which build? Just playing HC? No, I find no joy in HC. Not a single joy. You're playing PC, but it doesn't let you enable crossplay. Robbed. Oh, robbed. I'm sorry to hear of your predicament. So yeah, V2, you gotta precise your question. Please precise your question. Ever played Rusty Hearts? No? What kind of game is that? I've never heard of it. And a size. Might as well just shoot myself. Well, thank you, lads, ladies, sirs, ma'ams, dudes, dames, for this amazing round of duriels. Let's go and farm the Helltide now. Just went up. It is an hour flip hell. Oh, it's an hour flip Helltide. That is very good. I like my hour flip Helltides, ladies and gentlemen. Like as if we get now in 20 minutes our 600 cinders together. Then we get the double, huh? The double. Good. So yeah, for Bone Spear, Shakos is not good for one simple reason. You're essentially having Deathless Visage, and Deathless Visage scales with your critical strike damage, and your critical strike damage is around 800%. So like you end up with having Visage also have a chance for just randomly critting for millions of damage, and having Shako then just giving you a bit more core skill damage essentially is just simply not worth it. That being said, maybe for the Abattoir of Zir, since Shako is also providing you with I'm not ready yet. Come on, brain, say it. Shaco's also providing you with damage reduction. Shako might be worth it because of the damage reduction it provides you with. Now, I am not sure about that and how much it's needed. For that, I truly have to play the Abattoir of Zir. But from what I've seen so far, I like the problem with Bone Spear is Bone Spear kind of wants to stand on max range for max damage, right? And if we're looking at what the bosses are in the dungeon, the bosses are these vampiric guys. And can you really be standing on max range versus the vampiric guys? Because the Bloodseekers, especially the Barbarian and the Rogue, they tend to really harass you, right? They tend to be in your butthole, like they live in your butthole. And with these two, like really pushing you the whole time, I mean, how good is Bone Spear really going to be when you're getting like harassed? No. I need more time. Oh, the steel. This is the steel chest. What are you doing here? Mark steel chest. Yeah, I need 600 ASAP now. Not like quick, but super quick. Giga fast. I feel like this part of the dungeon is like really harsh to get all the things super fast. I've like this is the one where I always struggle with because I don't know which part is the best. I think it's the part around the ocean, to be honest. Because this one is here like these are just so simple to kill opponents that just drop the minimal amount of things. I don't know if there's a part in this where there's spider guys. Because that's usually what I try to find. I try to find something where the spider dudes are, because the spider dudes, they just drop so good. Like anything with the spider guys, exactly. It's the spiders that drop, and then it's the tiny spiders that drop also, and then it's like more spiders, and then a little bit more spiders. So anywhere, John? What would you say in the Havazar one? Where's best? And yeah, here are some spider people, but I don't think there's more. Is there more? Oh, there's more. Let's see, they just have a good chance to drop cinders, and then more cinders, and then more cinders. My recommendation: find spider dudes, kill spider dudes. I mean, the bandits are usually nice too because they have more bandits with them. Good morning from P4w, Ontario. Well, if you give me a map from America, I would have no fucking clue where that actually is. I think in the south, but I'm not. No, wait, in the west, but I'm not entirely sure. So hi to P4w, Ontario. Greetings. Also, Yoni, howdy. Good to see you there. Thank you, Pony Ranch, for the subscription. Final Boss, also Mr. Scruff, thank you for your support on top of that. Do appreciate it dearly. Thanks for supporting the channel. Furthermore, through the thick and the thin, through the content lags, through, you know, Diablo and more to come, next year truly has a bunch of amazing games we want to try out on top of all the Diablo season. And yes, before you ask, everything will always be streamed everywhere. You're going to have it on Twitch. You're going to have it on YouTube. You're going to have it on TikTok. There's never a world where I won't stream on all the platforms anymore. The only difference is that Twitch gets the longest part of the stream because YouTube always gets a little bit less, but that's because I'm preparing the topic for YouTube. So if you're like asking yourself, well, you know, like, is the stream already running for a while? It is. But that's because YouTube is getting a bit less. We have to make the thumbnail first. Greetings to Saarbrücken. Ripper. Is the perfect drop a myth? No. I've gotten like a couple of items that are nigh perfect. I mean, like obviously they're missing then 2% on total armor, right? I mean, my chest is currently fizz damage, total armor, max life, and damage reduction while fort. That's actually S tier. The only difference would be if I had total armor and fort here on max rolls, right? But I mean, they're 80% rolls. Like you can't complain about 80% rolls, right? Because it could be way worse. Like I'm not making a lot of shards right now, and I have a hard time dropping 600. He set, and then he just got like a gazillion from these poor innocents, you know?
I need more time.
How do I figure out what is perfect gear? I'm having a lot of problem with getting good drops currently playing Necro. What Necro are you playing? And I can give you a link. Because we essentially created these 3 resources now. This is perfect drops for Blood, Bone, and Shadow Necro. And we are in the process of still, like, this one is already perfect. So it essentially shows you here all the affixes you should be looking for your respective Necro. How do you get perfect gear, though? How do you find it? Well, in your level case, Blood Harvest. Because, Yoni, if you go to Blood Harvest right now, it is so easy for you to find gear upgrades. I mean, left, right, and center, you just open one of these boxes and you just get showered with loot straight away. So I would highly recommend Blood Harvest. I'll get some blood. I don't have any blood right now, Ellen. I'm sorry. I spent a lot of blood recently. Shadow Necro is Gigadot. Shadow Necro is Gigadot, yes. And for Shadow Necro, it's actually... It's relatively easy to find gear for the Shadow Necro because it's so forgiving. Like, the other Necros are very tight when it comes down to what they need and what needs to drop. Whereas the Shadow Necro is kind of like, you know what? If it's damage over time, it's fine. If it's shadow damage, it's good. If you're getting crit damage, sure, why not? It's kind of like everything works on that, you know, where you're a little bit... Sure, why not? Zatine, good day to you, partner. How you doing? I hope all of your children already opened their first advanced calendars, chat. Did you have a calendar too, chat? This is my calendar. I got a standard chocolate calendar here. This is me. This is mine. My wife got it for me. I opened the first one. It was a tiny snowman here. Tiny snowman in there. Tiny snowman. What did you get? Yourself, your partner. Diablo screws with the Amulet. I don't find a good one. Or do you not know how a good one looks? Because Amulet is very varied, to be honest. Would you say the game is worth picking up? I was keen to game before I read negative feedback about the new seasonal patch. I mean, anyone saying right now that Diablo is in a bad state is just a salty little whiner bitch. Woo! Said what I said. I'm not taking it back. The game is in a very good state right now. There is still lacking endgame. Yes. There's still things that they could do better. There's still many layers of this is not perfect yet. It is, regardless of that, in a good state and will provide you with hours and hours of fun. If you want to wait for the next better state, wait for Season 3. But if you always wait for the next better state, then you'll never start playing. Because there's always something like Season 3 is going to introduce a lot of good things, but the itemization is only going to get better with Season 4. Then you wait for Season 4, but Season 4 is still going to be lacking something, so you're going to be waiting for that, and so on. I'd rather treat Diablo as a very great journey right now because the state of the game is good and the state of the game only gets better, right? So every single patch, and they're really showing promise there, every single patch so far has made the game better. Apart from that one patch that ruined Sorceress and then made Sorceress good again. But so far, every patch truly has made the game better, and they're showing truly that they're actually doing things to make the game better, which is nice to see. So it's not just empty promises. There has been visual good improvement by leaps and bounds. Last 3 to 4 years, you have gotten your right fancy calendars you can get from beauty shops where you get a bunch of skin creams, makeup tools, and those kind of cool but not cheap. Yes. You get the house so she won't get one. Yeah, I already told the wife we're not having Christmas presents because I bought solar panels. So I was like, honey, I got us a Christmas present. Solar panels. I mean, I wanted to have them for such a long time, and she got the garden last year, essentially. So I get solar panels this year. I mean, she got the garden last year, right? We had to pick up a credit to get the garden done and everything, and it turned out to be way more expensive than everything we've ever done, so fuck me. But, like, here it goes, you know, garden. Just wish there's interesting loot in the overworld. Yes, I do fully agree. The overworld not having interesting loot is very sad. I mean, there's no reason to ever pick up a single ancestral item in the overworld as soon as you're level 100 and you have 925 gear, because you'll never get an upgrade from the overworld. I mean, the tops the thing you can find is affixes here. So yes, from a loot perspective, the overworld is completely useless, and you feel that, and it's pain, and I hate it, and I'm fully with you, and this is a big fucking stinker. As of right now, it takes a long time to level up glyphs. That will change with the Abattoir of Zir. But yes, I mean, everything takes long, but the reason why everything takes long in the endgame is because there's no endgame. But yes, it does take a ridiculous amount to get the glyphs grinded up. So I'm saying the game has definitely gotten better, but it's far from like perfect. Yoni, you're using the Gigadot. Well, the Gigadot, we are still working on getting this one done here right now. So sorry. This one is good already, but I'm missing to add like a few things. So we got bone and blood already done. So if you want the bone and the blood link, I can give that to you. Already has everything. It's a grind. That's what the game is. Well, it doesn't excuse for bad game design though. So yes, it's a grind. That's what the game is. Yes. But like still, it's a grind does not excuse bad game design. It's kind of like when people say realism in shooters and try to excuse bad game design for that. So in reality, yes, it's a grind, but that doesn't mean you can't make the grind better and more enjoyable, less frustrating, more fun, more appealing if you add bonus incentives to things that make it just a bit more engaging. I mean, right now, for example, clearing tier 100 dungeons is a joke because tier 100 dungeons don't even drop 925 gear. So the only reason to do tier 100 dungeons is for glyph XP. But that's kind of like a bummer because yeah, why can't I do it for gear? So like these are things to fix, obviously, because it can't just be that a tier 100 dungeon, I mean, it doesn't have to drop only 925 gear, but the items at the end of the tier 100 dungeon should only be 925. I mean, you get 4 items at the end of the dungeon, of a tier 100 dungeon, and these 4 items, they should be 925, or at least 910 plus, but there's no world where they should ever be anything below like 800 or something, right? Were you able to take out a loan on the house to do the garden, or did you have to take one expensive personal loan? It was a personal loan, but it wasn't expensive. But it was so in Germany, in Germany getting house loans or house credits is obviously possible. But in Germany, there's like these development credits or garden credits, how you call them, and they're always relatively cheap to get. So if you wanna do any kind of home constructions, home improvements, or whatsoever, these credits are not a deal breaker to get because there's a contingency for that. Contingency, is that the word? Yeah. So it's not impossible like to get these. Okay, shit. I need another 8 minutes to get what I'm looking for. Frickety frick. That's kind of like how that works. Adulting chat on the side. Let's go Gigadot. Okay, let me farm these last 120, and then we're gonna give you the Gigadot perfect item thingy. I'm sorry, but we're here under the time constraint of getting this hopefully done as quick as possible right now. I don't want to free the Cactus. I'm just here to steal your cinders. Freeing the Cactus does not give me cinders. I am just here to kill you and steal your cinders. Thank you very much. The rest I have no design or interest for. I am just here. I'm a simple man. Give me your cinders and then get the fuck out of here. Are you using Grandfather? I'm using Grandfather for overworlding, but not for pushing dungeons. For overworlding, it's essentially because I just one button things. Like, right, you go in, one button things. And that's why I use Grandfather in the overworld. Simple. Exactly, Torkin, exactly. Yeah, we had to take a loan for the garden. Luckily, the solar panels this year are loan free, so we don't have to do that. I've been saving for this all year long. Like this has been my big saving project. You know, like every penny that I put to the side was just so I get my solar panels, because I just use this energy. I'm at home. We use 10,000 kilowatts per year. And it's so much. Because yeah, like you know, running all these PCs all day long from like I mean, in the end from 3 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening, these PCs are running more or less. So yeah, might as well get yourself solar panels, right? Goodness Christ, the almighty energy gods. And we're like in 1 week, no, actually in 5 days, they're going to start building up the what is the word for it? What's the things, the scaffolding? Is scaffolding the word? What's the things you put next to the house so the workers can work on it? Chat, listen, we're playing Taboo. The things you put on the house so the workers can stand on it and work on it and climb on your house. Scaffolding, yeah? Taboo? Good. So they're going to deliver the scaffolding and build it up in 5 days. Then they're going to deliver the solar panels in 6 days. And then I think next week, in like 10 days, they're going to build it up. A Gerüst. Yes. So the scaffolding in Germany is a Gerüst. Yes. Why? Because... Why is this so laggy right now? Feels horrible. I mean, it's definitely the servers, but it feels horrible. Sir, could you please come back here? Thank you very much. Try to teleport away, chat, when we're having it. Okay, I have another... No, don't. Come back. Everyone. This is me. Don't follow the lightning ball sword. Fuck the lightning ball sword. I need your cinders. I mean, seriously. I need 12 more. 12 more right now. Come on. In the next 4 minutes, I should be able to pick up 12 cinders, huh? Unless you're in a bucked Helltide and you're struggling and you're not getting the cinders you're looking for. These are not the cinders you're looking for. What is he? He's just riding through this. He's just not even collecting anything. What are you doing, Jimothy? You have to get a new roof on the house before you get new solar panels. Well, just get yourself solar tiles. Solar tiles. They're shit, I heard. So, fine. Is there a world that a Grandpapa and Shaker play together? I mean, you can play it together. It's just inefficient on Necro. Okay, so people were asking for the Shadow one. We needed to do the chest. The chest on the Shadow build is total armor. That's for sure. Then technically you could go for shadow damage to improve the shadow damage. Then you want damage reduction from damage affected by shadow damage over time. Damage reduction from enemies affected by damage reduction over time. And technically, if you want to go crazy, you could also go for darkness skill damage. But I think darkness skill damage would actually not work the way I want it to work, so that wouldn't work. Damage reduction while fortified, potentially. No overall damage read. So that would be the total armor. The gloves we had. The pants are tips. There's no question. It's just tips because of the 40% multiplicative damage. Boots is also flicker steps, so that doesn't change, to be honest. Then we have the weapon. We have the rings that you need, the rings. Perfect. So if you wanted to make the shadow build, let me save it. That is for the people that wanted to make the shadow build. I was asked. So that is Shadow Necro, the perfect stats for that. I kind of like it this way because now if one ever has the question, you know, what is the perfect for Shadow? Here, Shadow with Blood Mist. We have an answer for you. Also, we need to really desperately test something, Chan. So right now, let's finish this Helltide. And after this Helltide, we're going to test something. And what we're going to test is the lucky hit chance of Shadow Corpse Explosion better than the lucky hit chance of physical Corpse Explosion? We would lower our Corpse Explosion damage, but we're not playing Corpse Explosion for damage, right? But we would potentially get a better lucky hit chance that also armors up better. Because as you see right now, like I might get some armor, right? With one single Blood Surge, but the armor doesn't really hold because my Corpse Explosions, they just Corpse Explode and that's it. Whereas if you're having shadow damage over time tick, you just get more armor in general by the... Oh, that is a great event right now. I love it. So you get more armor in general from the Disobedience in a row, you know? Thanks for the new Blood Surge build, but I can't keep my Bone Spear running. What could I have done wrong, Roger? What are you struggling with? Look, chat, he's a Necro. He's so cute. Look, chat, he's trying. He's trying to do... I don't know what he's trying to do. Oh, no, he's cute. He's playing a... Oh, you're playing a Corpse Explosion build. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother, but you don't stand a chance. He's like running around Corpse Explosioning, and we're like, our Blood Surge hits everything on the screen. So that's the thing about Blood Surge, right? So even if it's back there, that Thorn Beast, it just takes 51,000 damage, right? So he's just going around and trying to Corpse Explosion things, and we're just... Oh... We're just dealing in absolutes, John. I've been to the Oktoberfest. In case you didn't know this about Germany, during October, there's Oktoberfest everywhere. So there's the big Oktoberfest in Munich where everything is overpriced. Women are getting sexually harassed per minute and so on. You know, drunk people get in a fight and whatsoever. And then there is like everywhere throughout Germany, in every single village, city, and whatsoever, there's your local Oktoberfest, and they're usually a bit more civilized. But then again, you don't go to an Oktoberfest for civilized, you know? What's this build? I mean, this is the absolute min-max Blood Surge, Undying Emperor. I have to find a better name. This is the Undying Blood Emperor. And the best part about this is that it has infinite essence and it truly never runs out of essence. And that is insane. Because usually every Necro build with core skills has a problem with essence to a degree, but we fixed this for every single Necro build because we wanted to. You need blood-based aspect for Blood Surge. And which item can it drop? You don't need it. You open up your Codex of Powers and it's in there. Sir. Open up your Codex of Powers, go for offensive aspects, and that is the Bloodbath aspect. Okay? Don't worry. But it drops on focus the best. Yeah, it's an offensive aspect. Offensive aspect is focus. But again, Codex of Powers. That's why Necro is so good for leveling, because you just literally yoink, you do Champion's Demise in your first 10 levels, and then you just enchant it. Done. Do you think Necro has a chance against Zir? Sir, the Abattoir of Zir is having 3 Bloodseekers as a boss. 3 Bloodseekers. What is good for Necro? Oh yeah, Bloodseekers are easy to kill because you can Corpse Tendril them, pull them together, and then bomb, bomb, bomb. Dead. Right? So that is something that's not being talked about enough. that now, since the bosses are not singular bosses, they are multi-bosses, it's going to be extremely good for us as the Blood Surge Necro to truly take care of that. This is just so slow right now. So that is going to be absolutely amazing. Also, the boss damage is very high on Blood Surge. I mean, I'm doing 10 million hits, which is fantastic. But the reality is right now, the boss, you have to be not only doing damage, you also have to survive their damage, because these Bloodseekers are actually annoying, right? They're very aggressive. They jump you. They're meanies. But due to the Blood Surge build being very tanky and having also your Bone Storms tank you up very nicely, you're going to be in a position where you are truly undying, because you have your triple Bone Storm go on every single Bloodseeker. You're going to pull every single Bloodseeker together. And whenever you Blood Surge and Blood Surge Overpower and your Blood Surge does millions of damage, then you're going to do that to all three at the same time. Doesn't Blood Surge build have the ability to auto-cast or auto-trigger Bone Storm? Yes, if you have the Litless Wall. You need, haha. Sorry, sir. I'm not laughing about you. You need the Litless Wall for that. So the Blood Surge build has the ability with the Litless Wall. I see I need to work on my guides to make things a little bit more clear. I've been making my guides a little bit more for people that have played a lot of the Necro builds already. So I've assumed that most people know how Litless Wall builds work. I need to mention that a bit more intense, I think. So thank you, Roger, for bringing that bonus insight to me. Being a bit more clear about what I'm saying, I think. Is it hard to get this build together? Well, the Litless Wall can be a bit tricky because it drops from Lord Zir, and the only way to get the Lord Zir materials is for doing world bosses and Legion events. So you got to do as many Legions events as possible, and you got to do as many world bosses as possible to get the materials. And yeah, that's the only problem with Zir, because he drops the Litless Wall. So yeah, I'd say that's the only downside. That being said, you can play this build without the Litless Wall. Also, it does work. It's just a bit less efficient, right? So not like it doesn't work without. Any idea about the drop rate of Litless? I mean, it's as high drop rate as the others. I don't think the uniques have different drop rates on the bosses. I mean, I've gotten no Litless in 10 tries, then I've gotten 3 Litless in a row. So make out of that what you want. You sometimes never know. You have a Litless Wall with a 15% roll. Well, that's fantastic. That's more than enough, or better than ever. 15% roll is actually 85%, because you have to understand that the Litless Wall is, oh no, not 85%, is 90%, is for every sacrifice bonus. So for every sacrifice you're making minion wise, you're getting essentially more percentages on the Litless Wall. There's 25%. I have multiple Litless Walls. I have one 25%, so I'm essentially going to swap the 25% to my best character. I mean, I also only have one 40% T-Bald's Will. It's actually really sad. I have so many T-Bald's Wills, but I only have one 40% one. The rest of my T-Bald's Will are all shitty. I need time to do that. They're all crappy crap T-Bald's Wills. But yeah, Litless is probably the only key piece that is harsh to get. But, I mean, Bone Spear can be played without the Litless and a two-handed weapon, for example. You can play, again, Blood Surge also without the Litless. I've been playing it longest time without the Litless, for example. And then you can either play a two-handed weapon and put the Blood Surge aspect on it for even more damage. Or you can play a one-handed weapon together with any random shield and the aspect of Disobedience on it, for example. So there is a couple of options. You have T-Bolt's Will with perfect stats on 34. I think a T-Bolt's Will with perfect stats on 34 is better than a full roll T-Bolt's Will. I mean, we're obviously talking about, like, we're squeezing out like the little last X percentages. But right now, for example, I would prefer T-Bolt's Will with maximum damage resistance roll, maximum resource. I mean, as you can see, mine is nigh perfect. Mine is very good for a low roll. So I'm happy about that. See, right now in the overworld, for example, it works without the Litless Wall. I would argue that you only need the Litless Wall for high nightmare dungeons. You just literally don't need it earlier because you tank with damage in the blood builds in general. So the blood builds, if you go in any nightmare dungeons, you just one button delete the room anyways. So you don't technically need the Litless Wall until you need it, right? You don't need it until you need it. So that's that.
I need more time.
And there's no one alive here. Brain. I hate this Helltide here so much. But hey, we're getting more steals, so I can invite you to more Duriels, Chan.
I'm not ready.
When I swore myself that we would get one single upgrade today, and you know where we gotten the upgrade, Chan? You know where we gotten the upgrade? From the vendor. From the vendor. Yes, we went to the vendor, and the vendor was like, bruv, listen. Do you not want to buy this amulet? I was like, actually, I do. Actually, I do. Really. Thank you. I mean, very kind of you to offer. That amulet is quite nice. Like, no complaints. I appreciate it. I'm just saying, I probably disenchanted another 40% T-Bolts will because I wasn't planning to make more than one character. I mean, right now, I definitely disenchanted my share of very good Banished Lord's Talismans. And the reason is that I thought essence cost production is not so important. And I was wrong. I'm actually an idiot, and I disenchanted probably a bunch of Banished Lords that had the perfect stat that I need. And now I am in desperate search of like the last percentage increases so I can destroy the Abattoir of Zir. Because obviously, like as soon as the Abattoir of Zir drops, I don't want to do anything else. That's gonna be my main goal is gonna be finishing the Abattoir of Zir. Right? I want to get it done. I want to see if my Necro builds that I made are able to do it. If I am good enough, if I'm a good creator, if the Necro in its limitation, because let's be fair, the Necro is kind of fucked in comparison to the other classes. Yes, we can't do 500 million damage with one hit. We can do a couple of million, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 million. Sure, we can do that. It's nice. But we're not as cool as like 3 billion damage Claw Druid or anything right now. So let's see how far Necro can get regardless, right? Because I don't care if we can't clear 25. Can you check the Paragon Planner for the Search Necro? I think it's OP. Yes, if you want to, we can check this. Can this wait for 19 minutes? So Self, can you give this again to me, that link, in like 19 minutes, if that's okay for you? Because right now I'm trying to get this Helltide done, and you know we're time gated, so if I don't get it done, we're screwed.
I need more time.
You're missing the exposed flesh aspect. Yeah, without exposed flesh, you're going to be struggling essence-wise. You can use the Umbral Ring, for example, or the bone crit equals to essence regeneration aspect. They're all kind of working very good.
I need more time.
Shouldn't there be a chest somewhere here? There should, ladies and gentlemen. There should. Okay. Leave me alone. Exposed save with 50 essence. Oh, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. I think I have a 46. That's the highest I have. I want that elixir of cruelty. I'm trying to save up elixirs already for the Abattoir of Zir. I don't know if you're doing the same, guys, but I'm essentially saving up armor elixirs. I'm saving up crit damage elixirs. I'm not going to go for resistance because resistance is really not a problem on Necro at all. I mean, Necro just has resistances for days, right? And with the new glyph, we're supposedly only getting more rest, so I'm not worried at all. Maybe I should be, but I am not at all. I don't think resistance will be a big topic for Necro. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll get punished because I don't have a single item that has resis on it. I simply don't. I have no boots, no helmet, no chest, no nothing, nothing. Why not use Starless Skies for the Blood Surge Necro? I'll explain it, and it's actually very simple explained, and you'll probably say, wow, that makes sense. If you lose Ring of Starless Skies, you are using less resource. But we don't want to use less resource. We want to use Exposed Flesh to get resource back. Because if we're getting resource back, we're spending more resource. If we spend 300 resource, we get a free overpower. So you essentially want to always just make more resource. You want to return resource, then spending less. Because spending less, again, is just spending less. But we want more. Because the more we have, the more we spend, the more crits we get, the more overpower. Yeah, you kind of get the drift. Also, there's only that much essence you can spend less until you're out of essence, right? So that's like the thing. There's only essence X you can spend until you're out. But if I have a chance to always return essence, then I have infinite essence potentially. And that's the big difference, to be honest, that we're talking about the potential of infinite essence versus just spending a little bit less. And what would you prefer? Having nigh infinite resources? Baldur's Gate get new update, new endings, and so on. Jesus Christ. Baldur's Gate is really forcing people. Okay, Self, take care. Baldur's Gate, like that you also get that all for free is crazy. You know? Truly. But I won't be dragged back in. I am very happy I beat Baldur's Gate in the nice way, you know, underleveled everything. I had fun. I used terrible characters. I didn't use anything absolutely OP how other people did. It was a good journey. Made a cool warrior, made a cool warlock. Had fun. Kissed some cheeks. Seduced Astarion. You know, the usual chat. Made my best friend a vampire god. And now we're stuck in the Diablo gameplay loop, guys. I have become what I hated the most. A Diablo 4 chill. Because I'm actually enjoying the game. I have become what I feared. Corpse Generals, do they even have a chance to proc? What do you mean? Corpse Generals. Corpse Generals have a very good lucky hit chance. They have 25%. Yep. I'd like to have a different place aspects like Codex of Power. That's where they're going to land. So in season 6 or so, the codexes will move into the Codex of Power. The aspects will move into the Codex of Power, so you're not having to worry about that anymore in your inventory. When I say in season 6 or so, I'm not trying to be funny, but they literally said that's a couple of seasons out. Now, I think they're going to do that to under-promise and then over-deliver. That's why they're saying it's going to take so many seasons. So they're going to be like, we'll rather tell you it takes until season 6 than we get that early. Have you ever tried Grim Dawn? Not interested because ugly looking game. I mean, Grim Dawn is cool, like, you know, from what I've seen, but it's old and ugly looking. The main reason why I enjoy Diablo on top of all the gameplay mechanics is because it actually looks good. You know, I don't want to play my game that looks like a freaking pixel mess. Like if I play like some AAA game, ARPG, I want it to at least look good. Now you could say, Pony, looks don't matter in an ARPG. What's wrong with you, you little shit? And you would be right. What's wrong with me? And the answer is, I don't know where to start, chat. Beginning with the adult ADHD, working too much, you know, getting raised into a household where there was not enough love, childhood trauma, and other shenanigans. I don't know what's wrong with me. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
I need time to do that.
The usual, the usual, exactly. I mean, gotta be happy about the adult ADHD though, or I couldn't do my job as efficient as I do in, you know. Gotta take what you have. Gonna make the best out of it. Okay, technically I could get one more chest, right? There's technically one more chest I could get, but do I really want to get another 300? I mean, I can do it in 12 minutes. That's not the question. But I remember this morning, guys, we tried to get 300 in 7 minutes, and it was a shitty Helltide. And I essentially got it, but as I was opening the chest with 5 seconds left, it's despawned. I'm trying to do my job as efficient as possible, and here I am. Well, it might be that, you know, you just work better under distraction. Right? I mean, I cannot start cutting my videos in the morning, for example, if I don't have an anime running, chat. It's a simple thing. The only way how I can start cutting videos, like literally I can get my brain to work, is when I have something running in the background. It sounds funny. But yeah, otherwise I'll just Google random things on Twitter. No, otherwise I'll get distracted. I'll start editing for a minute, and then I'll start Google something on Twitter. Then I'll go on YouTube, and then I'll watch a video, and then 2 hours later I don't have the video done. So I'm literally forced to watch anime or anything in that regard while cutting YouTube videos. Some like low value, low distraction entertainment. Much cooldown reduction do you have on the Blood Surge build right now? %9%. 9%.
I'm not ready yet.
There's no Twitter. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no Twitter. I'm wrong. When I open X in the morning and I'm going on X. I mean, my favorite part is that my link to X is still twitter.com/ponyhof. I mean, whenever someone asks me for my X link, I'm not x.com/ponyhof. It's twitter.com/ponyhof. Like everywhere that's my social media links, and they obviously still work, right? You don't have a Bloodlines build. I have a Bloodlines build, Hellpop. It is not the updated Bloodlines build with a Ring of Exposed Flesh because it literally doesn't work. I tried making Bloodlines work with a Ring of Exposed Flesh, and it's just horrible, and it's no fun, and it kind of stinks, and it's absolutely terrible, and I want to throw up and puke and cry. So yeah. That's why we don't have a Bloodlines build with that, because it's terrible.
I'm not ready yet.
But we do have a very good tier 100 clearing Bloodlines build. Yes, already. It's in the Necro tier list. Woo! I mean, do I want to really get another 200 now? Ooh. Because this is a triple Helltide, right? This is a 3-region Helltide. 3-region Helltides are actually something really interesting, and they don't happen often, but they're kind of cool when they happen. Kind of cool when they happen. Still Twitter for me. I mean, still Twitter for everyone. Apart from Elon Musk. He's the only one that doesn't want to call. He's like, oh no, we're axing here. Yay. I mean, let's be fair. Like, so far, it's not like that Twitter has developed in a horrible way. Right? The sad part is actually that since Elon Musk has taken it over, it hasn't gotten better, quotation mark, right? But it also hasn't gotten worse much. And that's the crazy part. I mean, the man literally fired everyone that's working there, more or less. Been working with a skeleton crew, and it hasn't burned down, right? It's not the sad part that he fired everyone. It's not the sad part that like it isn't like 400 times better now or anything, or it hasn't burned down. It's just really sad to see that, like, with all the workers Twitter had, and all of them gone,
I need more time.
that Twitter ain't ruined. Like, you would assume that, right? That all these people were integral and they were important for the company, but it seems like not a single person seemed to be integral or for the company. What kind of shows that definitely something needed to be done over at Twitter, right? Formerly known as Twitter. I mean, I don't know why we had to rebrand it to X. I still don't understand that part where it was necessary in Elon Musk's grand vision. I guess he just really wanted to like power play. No? You start a new necro. Can you suggest to build this build here without grandfather? I mean, I played this build without grandfather. The grandfather I'm just using for overworlding right now. But you don't need the grandfather in this build. The grandfather does not make this build much better. It's a slight improvement. Like that's more fun than serious. But the build works perfectly well without. I mean, you can also get the Bone Spear build. Bone Spear build's pretty good. You want to test some Bloodlines? I mean, I tested some Bloodlines, and it's just clunky. It doesn't feel good. It's not fun. Like again, Blood Surge is just better. So I wanted to see if Bloodlands would be good for the Abattoir of Zir, but right now I can only say that Blood Surge will probably outperform Bloodlands by leagues. So yeah, I gave up on Bloodlands for this season, if I'm honest with you. I hate to be that guy. Maybe we'll return we'll return to the concept at some point, but right now I have given up on it. I said goodbye to my friends from the Lancers. Like, not with me, Satan. Oh wow, that is a nice little drop. Won't complain about that.
I'm not ready.
Your grandfather of 10 Durio runs. I'd love to hear it. Will they have Bone Spear's good? Hey, I've never said that Bone Spear's bad. The statement is Bone Spear's boring. Bone Spear is and stays boring. I had fun playing the build, but it's still the most simplistic, easy build to play that my 4-year-old daughter can play. Then again, she also played Blood Surge in the overworld, but like, you know, in the overworld, you just run around and press the 2 button and everything dies. So let's be real. I think that's not a 4-year-old problem. That's more an overworld problem. So far, Grumpy, I will probably be going for the Blood Surge build. I will open up a vote for people to see what they would like to see. But I think it's most likely going to be the Blood Surge build because the bosses are Bloodseekers. The bosses are Bloodseekers, chat, in the Abattoir of Zir. That's the best news we have gotten because they're so easy to kill for Necro in general. I mean, if you have a build that's using freaking corpse tendrils and then it's using auto cast corpse tendrils, I mean, you're gonna stun them and then you're gonna stun them and then you're gonna stun them again and then you guess right, you're gonna stun them again and then you're gonna stun them again and then you're gonna stun them again and it's like, fantastic, right? Who runs after Helltide? I don't have the resources. I don't have no axe no more, brother. So after Helltide, we actually wanted to test something. I mean, first we gotta for Cell, we gotta check the Paragon board that he posted. As soon as he's back, he's currently getting his child to hospital, as he said. And then we'll be going to test Shadow. We wanted to test out if the Shadow Corpse Explosion is having better lucky hit, even though it's spread out, than the Fizz Corpse Explosion. Now, where is that absolute atrocious box I'm looking? Nope, don't need more. Okay, now we wanted to go back to Kulvachad. Kulvachad. What do you think about Sever? We tried to make it work. Nope. Sorry. Sever works, but it's just not good. It's on the horrible scale, the most horrible right now. I'm sorry if I crushed your hopes on Sever. Lucky hit chance. Damage, shadow damage over time, damage to close. Yikes, so ugly. Critical strike damage, vuln damage, maximum. Critical damage, vuln damage over time. Fizz, blood, no. Crit, base, core, injured. Yikes. All this junk. Okay, let me get this back. I need to iron out 1 point from somewhere. Put that into Blighted Corpse Explosion, because now we're going to do Blighted Corpse Explosion instead of normal Corpse Explosion. I want to see how the lucky hit for that is. So with Blighted Corpse Explosion, we're going to go in now. We're going to use our Sacrilegious Ring. For your Giga Dot build, this overpower damage key, no crit damage. Crit damage. Overpower damage has nothing to do in that build. Multiple training dummies. Well, we're staying nicely topped up, that's for sure. I mean, as you can see, we're staying nicely topped up. That would be with the automatic corpse explosion, with a poison core. Like, see, we now have the corpse explosion there. Seems good. Yeah, we almost ran out here for a second. Now again, let's swap over to normal corpse explosion. Kind of like the same, right? It's hard to make like any guess here. What about single target dummy? So the single target dummy, you always get to that point where we sometimes run out, right? Now I have to use my auto attacks here. I mean, I'm not dashing like now with T-bolts, right? I'm just checking how it would be. Now we're gonna be putting back the can't really say if it's much better, if any better. What I notice is I get random essence back. So like we're like really we're there, and then suddenly I get it back from one of the damage over time takes, right? But the problem is what if he's not standing in anymore? So this is what I have for a problem with the bosses right now. What if they're not standing in anymore? What if they actually walk out of it, right? Then I'm kind of like, that stings. Pretty decent 4 to 5 million crits. Hey, haven't even seen half of it. So you have to imagine this is now the Abattoir of Zir, right? And then you can also go for this though. With the grandfather. And grandfather does like 7 to 14 million crits. But you notice how we're with grandfather running, or have a chance to actually run out of essence. Unlikely on multiple opponents. That's the advantage. But it's just vastly slower in attack speed, right? That's why we're doing this, because like this is just this is going to be the Abattoir of Zir essentially, right? This is what we're going to do in the Abattoir of Zir. We're going to be an absolute undying calamity, and then we dash in between to get our thingies, and then we activate our Bone Storm, and our Bone Storms are going to be activated through Lucky Hit on the other targets as well. So we're essentially never able to run out of Bone Storms, right? And then we have our Bone Storms restore essence as well. And then we have 3 Bone Storms running. And then we're going to right in the middle, and then we're going to dash out again, and then we're going to make more Bone Storms, and then there's going to be more Bone Storms and Bone Storms. And I haven't said Bone Storms yet. And there's going to be Bone Storms everywhere, and it's going to be fantastic, and we're going to be absolutely winning. Okay. And that's why this build is going to be so good for the Abattoir of Zir. What about these aspects that give you more damage as you stand still? Where? I mean, you have only space for Corpse Tendrils. You need Corpse Tendrils. You have only space for Blood Surge. You need Blood Surge. You have only space for The exposed flesh, that is taken, that is taken, that is taken. So you have no choice of playing anything there. Which brings us yet to the point that we are kind of stuck with this. Right? I mean, right now, the slight damage increase will obviously be getting a max roll on this. And I have a max roll on the corpse tendrils already, just waiting for me. Which is a good thing. I mean, you just want to have some nasty max rolls. I mean, we're hoping to get some improvements. I can summon one Varshan right now. I only have that many femurs. Sad face. Do I have any femurs lying around here? See, I've been saving potions for a while now, right? To get all the potions for the Abattoir of Zir because I want to be ready, chat. I want to be ready for that. Do I have heart egg? So from Gigadot to Blood Surge. I mean, I can't wait to actually play the Gigadot because it's also going to be really nice. We have a guide for that build. Yes, we have guides for all the builds. So we have two resources for you. Either you just look on the channel for the respective guides, or you can go into the Necro tier list video because the Necro tier list video has a tier list for you, and that tier list has links to everything you need. Okay, so this is the Necro tier list. It shows you all the builds: the Blood Surge, the Gigadot, the Bone Spear, the Bloodlands, the Mendel, the Pumancer, the Pure Summoner, the Surge Summoner. And it gives you mobilytics links for the written guides, and it gives you videos for the video guides on top of that if you're interested in the video guides. Plus, there is a slight, you know, thingy. And here's also all the Uber Uniques in case you don't know about the Uber Uniques. We got everything for you covered because we like you. So this is our Shadow Poop Necromancer, which can only get better in... Yeah, we can see if we can actually reroll something on the helmet. I don't want to use this helmet, but if I could get a lucky hit berry on it, that would be nice. It has such a weird stat. It has like picking up blood orbs. I know that was all stats. We got to keep the all stats on that one. Yeah, because you only had a shitty... Well, you had actually a shitty all-stat roll, so you could get, like, something better, I guess, because that's, like, so low. Lucky hit chance while you have Barrier. Yes. I could go up to 15%. Why do I get the lowest low roll when it can go up to 15%? Are you fucking kidding me? What is that? Robbery? Do you hate me? And now suddenly all my money is gone. I don't have the money to do this. I was just angry here and taking intelligence now. I don't have the money to do this. I mean, the chest is perfect. Actually, closing enemies would be better. The gloves are good, but not great, sadly, because they don't have crit chance. Need better gloves. I mean, this is my perfect T-bolts, right? But it's actually not the perfect T-bolts because it might have the perfect multiplier, but it has the least maximum resource, which is kind of like a bummer. We do have a good ring. I'm not sure if I actually have to swap the ring over because I think we're still playing a 2-second. Do we still play a 2-second ring? Is this skin character? This is just standard transmogs. Standard transmogs. Start over exposed flash. No, exposed flash better. Pierre, really like your content. Thank you, Pierre. Pierre. I'm trying to always have guides for everything ready because that's the least I can do. You know. This is the least I can do to just have guides for all of you at any point. Before I started watching Pony, I was dying to the test dummies. Me too, brother. Me too. Damn test dummies. Okay, we need the Legion events in 7 minutes. I guess I'm just going to quickly kill here the things for the... Actually, I don't need the Legion event. I just need to do... I need to do stupid whispers now. Like, do people actually do whispers or do you just buy the Varshans, guys? Do you do whispers? Do you just buy the Varshans? What do you do?
Not while I'm in town.
Usually farm it. I'm old school. I don't buy anything. I just get my things. Remember, right now I don't need to do duriels, right? I mean, I get the shards of agony, and then I'll just ask chat if they have eggs, and if we want to put our shards and eggs together and hatch some babies. You know? Like, I bring the shards, you bring the eggs, and together we fertilize a duriel. Chat's like, yes, daddy. Please. I already made a trade with this season. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trading, but yeah. I'm trying to play the game and not like sit in trading discords. So the thing, I'm trying to play the game and not sit in trading discords. But that's just me. Oh, that's the Vampiric Siphon. Yes. My favorite part-time activity, chat. Again, why is this so good? Because you have to understand now that we're getting like you see where we're getting our bone storms everywhere, right? And these bone storms are getting us armored up the whole time. Unless your bone storms are running out because you didn't have another one trigger. And now I can't dash through anyone to get them replenished because, you know, if I dash too much, I'll fly outside of the circle. I never thought you were German. Well, thank you or fuck you. Either or, neither nor. You know? Not like we'll decide if we feel insulted or not now. For no reason, obviously. Hello, random bloodseeker. How you doing? These siphons are the best thing to get like the quest done, because you essentially are sitting in this siphon, right? And you're just killing all the vampires, you're killing all the grassland fat ghouls, blah, whatever you actually need. I mean, whenever these bloodseekers appear, you don't care about that. They just die. Get them destroyed. Oh, there's another bloodseeker. Making some more bone storms. Come on, more bone storms. Bone storms, bone storms, bone storms. Give me some heals. Give me some heals. More heals, please. Thank you very much. I'm staying inside the arena. And if they're not going to start spawning enemies faster, I'm going to be in trouble. Well, that's another, like, see, this is what's going to happen to the Bloodseekers in the Abattoir of Zir. Like, they get pulled together and then they just get nuked. Right? This just seemed like effort. Oh, doorbell. You're back. Doorbell. Come back in. Do you guys know if it's Flickr? I play Flickr. But the main reason I play Flickr is because I haven't actually found better boots. Ever. The problem with boots is they need movement speed, essence cost reduction, all stats. And a third stat, and they all need to be high roll or it's not worth it. I've literally never found that.
I need more time.
Yeah. I see different sites that are selling the items to fight Duria for real money. I thought that was not allowed. I mean, not allowed and not happening are two different things, right? So yes, it's not allowed to do that. It's not allowed to sell the materials. It's not allowed to in any way do that. But I mean, Blizzard made them tradable. How are they going to stop it? I mean, literally the question: how are you gonna stop it from happening? As soon as something is tradable, as soon as something is able to be monetized, people pay money for it. I mean, I will say that if anyone actually pays real money for these resources, that would be plenty stupid because we're talking about seasonal content. I mean, you're paying real money to potentially get something, potentially, okay, that you will lose again after the season is over. So don't get me wrong, but if you're doing that, like we need to talk about what are you doing with your money, right? Dahlia, good to see you there. How are you doing? You think corpse tendrils will be better on the one hand? I have corpse tendrils on the one hand, or what do you mean? Abu, thank you very much. Your breakdowns and guides are really legit. Appreciate it. Is AoE the main thing that makes Blood Surge so powerful? No. The thing about Blood Surge is it actually gets more damage per enemy drained. So Blood Surge Nova damage is increased by 10% per enemy drained up to 50%. So you have a soak effect and a Nova effect. The more enemies you drain, the more damage you deal. Right? And that's the interesting part. Why? Like if we fight 3 bosses at the same time, 30% multiplicative damage plus. Right? Plus we are actually healing, which is kind of nice whenever we Blood Surge. So Blood Surge is just generally a very strong skill with a very fast casting time, right? The soak can overpower, the blast can overpower, the double is so good because right now you're getting a Nova and then you're getting another Nova and both of them can Nova overpower. Okay, I got still one single Varshan. Oh, he needs to die. It doesn't matter if Echo is on the one-handed weapon or on the gloves. That doesn't matter. Why do you use Corpse Explosion? Corpse Explosion has lucky hit of 50% that gives me back mana. Corpse Explosion also gives you a constant damage increase of 9%, and every single Corpse Explosion gives you back 6 essence. Plus, the automatic Corpse Explosion gives us in the Paragon board the node Flesh Eater, which is after 5 Corpse Explosions, we're getting a 40% multiplicative damage increase. So why would I not use Corpse Explosion? I mean, if I do an overpower of 5 million damage and then I get 40% bonus damage because I have 5 corpses exploded, then that makes sense, right? Doesn't really matter versus bosses. Does matter though versus rabble. You know? So grasping veins, one hand or gloves does not make a difference. It's the same on both. There's no difference to that. Hi, Varshan. Nice to know you. Good fuck. Good fuck. Here's this Diablo 4. Also, that's the main question you get on TikTok, and I'm always confused of TikTok not knowing actual games. But I think on TikTok, there's a lot of people that actually don't play computer games that just doom scroll through, right? And then they suddenly see a game and they're actually not gamers by heart. And they're like, what game is this? I've never seen it before. This is only TikTok. Okay, this has total armor, damage reduction from shadow damage affected over time, and shadow damage. It's very interesting chest because we could roll another damage reduction now or max life. The problem is it's a low roll on damage reduction, it's a low roll on shadow damage, it's a low roll on total armor. So I'm not even intrigued and entertaining the thought here because it's not like it has nothing, right? Nothing going on. Oh, that's a 40% ossified essence roll. Critical strike chance, low roll, screw you. Overpower damage, low roll, screw you twice. That is damage red, shadow damage affected. That's good. The rest is completely horrible shit. Total armor, thank you. The rest is shit. This is the laugh of someone who's desperately looking for new items, but the game is like, screw you, you're not getting new items because we goddamn hate you. Also, eat a dick. Happens. Nope. Horrible. Critical strike damage, vulnerable damage, lucky hit, and minions inherit the thorns. Well, it's not horrible. It was not horrible. It was also not good. Maximum life, 166, because this is a low roll amulet. Slow duration reduction. I mean, this is a perfect damage reduction roll, 7.3%, right? Then the rest of the stats is just so ass that you don't even want to look at them because it makes you so angry. Makes you angry looking at the item. Splutter out of your mouth. Okay, maybe he has a better amulet. Again, we get already one very good amulet from the guy here today. Like, he literally sold us an absolute S tier amulet. Wow, that's max life, resource generation, vuln damage. Huh. Huh. Not even bad, sir. Not even bad. I mean, not good, but also not bad. Du bist niemals Deutsch? Nein, bin ich niemals. Warum sollte ich Deutsch sein? I'll rather fake being German. Like, it's anyways overrated. Good. Now, what we have to do is Nightmare Dungeon 1 or 2 to get our thingy leveled up, because we're very close to actually having all our runes level 21. So that's what we're looking for. And then we'll see if we can get our dudes fully equipped, because we're close to having like everyone like fully equipped, right? Respect, Dankeschön. Gore Ruins. Throw on the turbo chat. Boop. So this is how you can expect the Abattoir of Zir to go, right? I am undying. I make armor everywhere. I am absolutely stacked out. We have 16,000 armor going, right? 16,000 armor is the absolute armor cap. Nothing can kill me with 16,000 armor. I will continuously keeping that armor up. So as long as I'm surrounded by enemies, as long as I have my storms going on, I will always have armor to protect me. I will always be up there, right? So I'll never be in danger of not being armored or anything. And this is where I just think this is going to work so well for the Abattoir of Zir, because the more enemies there are there, the better it is for me. Because the literal only thing that could kill you still is any kind of elemental damage, right? When you are resistance is out, but again, like resistance is out doesn't mean resistance is out. And the one thing that's going to get only stronger is because we're getting the Tears of Bloodglyph. And the Tears of Bloodglyph is going to give us even more elemental resistance. So the only thing, as we died here, that can kill us is elemental damage, any kind of that, right? So if we are able to get a little bit more elemental resistance, even more than we already have, what is realistically going to ever kill us? Nothing anymore, right? That has me very, very happy. But again, that is all predictions, ladies and gentlemen, right? And we'll see how then in 4 days the Abattoir of Zir turns out. I will definitely try to get a wee bit stronger still. I'm not going to break my back to get like the absolute perfect items, right? I mean, for me personally, I'm just trying to be the best necker that clears Abattoir of Zir. I'm not trying to be the best player in the world. I'm just trying to be the best necker that clears the Abattoir. I'm a simple man, just the best necromancer, chat. From all the potential builds out there. Oh, I just stood in her puddle of poo-poo. By the way, this is now without Grandfather, because I just wanted to fight without Grandfather. Because we're mainly going to be fighting without Grandfather in the Abattoir of Zir. Why are we fighting without Grandfather? Because I think it's going to be better for killing these things to kill them with the shield happening all the time. But I'll try out both versions, like of doing it with grandfather and doing it without grandfather, essentially. Or, oh, territorial here, almost leveled up. Deserted underpass. Yep, that's going to be insane. I'll just fly through that really quick. You're speaking German? No, I am German. I don't speak German. I am German. Do not speak. Slow duration reduction. Slow duration reduction is the... I don't know who sat there in front of their computer and said, you know what we need? We need an FX to reduce slow duration. You know, instead of like, everyone knows that people in Diablo games try to be unstoppable. Everyone knows that people are trying to be, you know, not affected by any FX, like by any slow, frost, fire, blah, whatever. So everyone knows that, especially the Diablo devs should know that, right? And then someone genuinely sat down and was like, hey, how about slow duration reduction? And everyone in the room was like, well, that's fucking genius, bro. I mean, at this point, I would assume they literally said we need 60 affixes. Random number, right? They told themselves we need 60 affixes, and then that's it. That's how this happened. So they started to create like 30 good ones, and then we're like, fuck, we need 30 more, huh? We have a goal to meet here. So it was like, Chat GPT, give us more affixes. And ChatGPT was like, according to what we've seen so far, it would totally make sense to go for slow duration reduction. Right? I mean, I could like, you can forgive these oversights if it was the first game of a company, right? So we got NeoWiz, and NeoWiz made Lies of P, and the combat was maybe not perfectly frame timed and everything, but it was good combat and everything was working nice, right? And you're like, okay, you know, it's the first Souls game, it's kind of fine, right? Mistakes happen. But then you get like Blizzard, like Diablo 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're like, where does this wall drop? Lord Zir. Lord Zir drops this wall. That's always where it's kind of like hard to forgive a company who should know better these oversights, when that's literally their bread and butter. You know, when you created that action RPG. I don't know if they actually created the action RPG genre, so don't lynch me if I'm saying something wrong, guys. If there was an action RPG game before Diablo, I mean, they kind of branded the market there, right? And there were probably similar-ish games, but who wants to be slow after killing an elite? I mean, true, the thought is that after killing an elite, you want to keep zooming, right? But you really don't want to lose an affix for that. I mean, as they said it, damage on Tuesdays, right? I want to be always fast. I want to always have movement speed. I don't want to have movement speed after killing an shit. I pressed the button. Sorry. That was my cheat code, chat. That was my cheats. You saw my cheats. I'm sorry. See, that's Abattoir of Zir, chat. That's Abattoir of Zir. When you're just standing inside of everything, you're not walking out, and you're still not dying. That's the preparation we need. For the Abattoir. The absolute undyingness. By the way, level 1 of the Abattoir of Zir, again, chat, let me repeat it, is going to give us 1,000 glyph XP. 1,000 glyph XP is crazy, right? I mean, right now, I get 187 or so. 250. But getting 1,000 glyph XP for 5 minutes of work. Again, like the tier 1 is nothing, right? Takes 5 minutes to do. 5 minutes, chat. Not like 10. Oh no. Oh no, not this dungeon. Oh no, why are we doing this? Ladies and gentlemen, no. No, this is bad. Oh no, mistakes were made. What is this? Well, this is the Buried Halls, and it has the worst boss in existence. I'm actually really happy that this boss cannot come in the Abattoir of Zir.
I need more time.
Huh. I was on the right track. Thought I had to like go to the side. The worst boss in existence. It's the lady that shoots lightning in this dungeon. Bloodseekers are hunting you? Really? What did I ever do wrong? Apart from kill everyone in this dungeon. I mean, if you can keep up, you can hunt me. But if you can't keep up, like I don't have time to slow down for you. You know, like we get the message Bloodseekers are hunting you, but what do you want me to do? You want me to stop and turn around and wait for you? I mean, nice try, appreciate it, but how about get out of my hair? Man's not hot, man's busy. Oh, I'm just dropping like nightmare sigils left, right, and center. I mean, chat just told me there's people in the chat that have over 40,000 sigil powder. So I need to step my sigil powder game up because my sigil powder game is currently at 15,000. So I'm lacking, as it seems. I wasn't aware, but I'm lacking in sigil powder, chat, because there's some freaks in the community, as it seems, that just know that don't know what rest or like measures mean, like to not do something like crazy to take a chill pill. The community does not know what a chill pill is, how it looks, right? Yowza, thank you for the brand new support. Thank you for the brand new subscription. Great to see you there with the Knights of the Round stable. Also, chat, if you do have a Prime Gaming sub, don't forget to bring it. It's a new month. We just got done with November. Was a good month for mostly playing Diablo. I have to say it was a surprising good month because we all know Diablo is kind of like going a bit down on Twitch, but hey, on YouTube it's going crazy. I mean, we almost have 200 viewers with Diablo again on YouTube. I've never been that successful with Warzone streams on YouTube in comparison, and I've been only doing Warzone on a Warzone YouTube channel, right? This Bloodseeker's build looks tanky as fuck. Well, that's because it is tanky as fuck, my friend. That's the whole idea behind this build. Be tanky as fuck, have unlimited barrier, be undying, do as much possible damage as possible. Have I said possible yet? And that's the whole plan. 800 sigil powder to craft level 1 AOZ should be as much as possible. Yes, but if I did not understand that, don't further AOZ glyphs also drop from, by the way, I was wrong. There's a different one in this dungeon. Don't further AOZ glyphs also drop from doing AOZ, or was it not a thing? I don't remember. Because else I gotta step up my sigil game, because my sigil game has been weak. You know, when more 100s to kind of disenchant then. Love to see Abattoir of Zir bring out the need for Z classes. Well, what do you mean with Z classes? It takes a long time to beat bosses. No, it's not a problem, because you have to understand that the Abattoir of Zir is having 3 bosses at the same time. Chad, listen. The Abattoir of Zir is having 3 bosses at the same time. The Abattoir of Zir has not your traditional bosses. It doesn't have your big one boss. No, it's having 3 Bloodseekers that you have to kill. And that is actually not a problem. That is fantastic. You evaporate from a mob fart with your Pulverized Druid. Well, the problem with Pulverized Druid is that your main source of armor is your chest piece. And if you don't have your chest piece as a max roll, you're going to be struggling armor-wise. So yeah, that's a little bit of a stinker. I mean, my druid has the same problem. I'm kind of like stuck with 11k armor. I mean, this build here right now has 16k armor. Right? That helps a lot. So just keep going. Which Analytics builds is this? This is the Undying Blood Surge Emperor, kind of. You can, like, the last 3 YouTube videos has this. The tier list also shows it to you. I mean, we have a Necro tier list in case you missed it, where all our videos are linked and everything. It's the main resource. If you give me another 2 weeks, it's gonna land on the website. So right now we're revamping p4wnyhof.eu chan. That on that website we can also put the respective guides and everything that you will find, like the whole tier list there. And from the tier list you can always navigate to the respective builds, so that you don't get to the point where you actually have to search for it. You know, you can just go on one single page and all the info will be there and you can easily find it, and it will redirect you where you need to be. But I'll need another 2 weeks for that roughly, because I'll have to, yeah, there's a lot of things, a lot of roadblocks in the way that keep me away from just getting it done right away. So let me get those roadblocks gone, and then we're ready to rumble. How do you find and recognize a good drop? Well, for that we created today a very interesting resources for every of my builds. So for the let me teleport out for a second. So we created these resources today for exactly this scenario, where we have the perfect drops for Blood Surge, and you can see everything here, and you can see the perfect drops for Bone Spear, and you can also see the perfect drops for, if this would not like weirdly behave right now, for Shadow as well. So ta-da! Get everything covered. Just getting your first character to 100. Well, it's about time, sir, for the Abattoir of Zir. Don't forget, though, you need to not only get the character to 100. If you want to play the Abattoir of Zir, you need to also beat the season journey. So if you haven't done the season journey yet, guys, you need to the season journey under O season. That season journey, it needs to be beaten. I know it's a bit weird. Why do we have to beat the seasonal journey? But it is what it is. Like, just nod and accept it. Seasonal journey gotta be beaten. That bleeding is so annoying. How do I get 915 items? I'm doing Nightmare Dungeon Urus level 100 and only get trash. 915 or 925 items are dropping from Duriel only. I mean, they like you can get them everywhere technically, but they drop from Duriel every single try. So how do you get them? Duriel and world bosses. And yes, it sounds stupid, but it is what it is. I mean, you can also get high, like 900 plus items from Grigoire, Zilgavanic Saint, and also from Varshan. So if I'm looking for upgrades, I mostly do Duriel and Grigoire. But I'll be honest with you, we have been doing nothing but Duriel and Grigoire the past couple of days, more or less, on top of the Helltides and everything you actually need to do. And we have not gotten a single upgrade. That's not completely true. We got a new chest piece and we also have a new amulet, but we have gotten not a single upgrade for the items that we actually need to be upgraded. What else can you do to identify for yourself good drops? Well, you need to first figure out what do you need. You know, that's why we created the resource that we just did for all our Necromancer friends out there. For example, if you're looking for pens, you always want 2 damage reduction stats, and in the Druid case, for example, you want damage while fortified, because damage reduction while fortified is good, and then damage from close most likely. Yeah, damage reduction fortified, damage reduction close. When you're looking for a helmet, you got to know, are you looking for bonus essence? Maybe bonus essence worse on a helmet, very fine, for example, and something like that. So in general, you need to identify what do you need, what is the stats that you're essentially looking for, what is your class profit from, and then start looking for these items. When end of the day, you want 4 out of 4 skills to actually fit, and worst case scenario, you want 3 out of 4 to fit, and the 4th to be supplementary. When, for example, I want critical strike damage on my ring, but if I don't get critical strike damage, I could, worst case scenario, also work with vulnerable damage, you know? So that would be like, okay, sure, it wouldn't be the perfect item, it wouldn't be the S tier 1 billion item, but hey, it would still be serviceable and very good. So that's what you kind of gotta be looking at there.
I need more time.
And you're dead. Goodbye, Mama Drama. Okay, one more. One more. My territory is maxed. I'm happy. Your grandfather's disappointed with your damage output? No, it's not. I think I do fairly enough damage without grandfather. Also, right now I'm getting, like, again, used to not using grandfather because we're essentially have to not use grandfather in... We have to not use grandfather probably in the Abattoir of Zir. So that's where... We're a Necro Summoner Eternal. I mean, for Eternal, Necro Summoner is plenty fine, to be honest. Yeah. So the damage is good without grandfather, but we will drop a video on grandfather, guys, where we explain everything about grandfather. So it is not a bad item for Necro per se, but I'm kind of like wrapping together like my findings so far and how well has it actually helped me on my Necro, and with which build has it helped me the most and where has it not worked at all. We even tried out grandfather with Bloodlands, by the way, to see how high can we get Bloodlands to damage, but it was atrocious and it didn't feel good at all. You know, sometimes it sounds good when you think about it, but then when you do it, you kind of notice, you know what, it's actually trash. And then you're like, well, this is actually horrible. You know, we don't like it. We were hoping for it to be good. Turns out it's not. We hate it here. Oh, we're lacking the required essence. That doesn't happen very often, my friends. Big Fish, thank you so much for the 16 months of support. Big Fish, very kind of you to be here and see you there. Let's go for Duria. I don't have Agus for you, so oh, I'm dead. I was like, this is probably going to strike me dead if I do not have the barrier running. Oh, I don't have my auto cast ring on. Oops. See, like for that boss fight just a second ago, my friend, we didn't even have our auto cast ring on, so we were potentially doing vastly less damage and resource. And despite that, we were still feeling plenty fine. That's actually kind of funny. Because our auto cast ring is reliable for a lot of our resource and also our 40% damage stack that we don't get if we don't have. I'm trying to walk through you, but you're standing in my way and I don't appreciate it, sirs or ma'ams. Dear skeleton brethren, do not stand in my way. Do not block my path. Do not anger me. God Christ. Oh, I need to go back. Yeah, it's great. We needed to go back because he was like, there was the thing happening, right? But at the same time, he was like throwing his artillery into that. So nice. Went with fun first, not meta. Definitely struggled. I mean, I went with a summoner first in the very beginning, and that's how my whole Diablo career started. I mean, people were obviously interested in Bone Spear, but everyone and their mom was making Bone Spear builds. So, like, you know, every of the try-hard Diablo people, and I made the build that was for fun people, and that was just literally playing Summoner, because Summoner has always been for people that actually like fun over try-hard. So yeah, I'm with you there. I choose fun over try-hard. I made my own life harder, but disregarding of that, we had a brilliant time since release. You know? Disregarding of that, we've had a brilliant time since release. And it's been just nothing but good. Okay, we can now let's go for one round without Grandpappy. Make some corpses. He's one of my favorite bosses because the thing is that he makes all these bone walls, right? And these bone walls, they make bonus, they make bonus targets for my bone storms. And if I have bonus targets for my bone storms, then my bone storms first and foremost never relent. But also if they never relent, I am essentially getting all essence back for all of this continuously. It's actually really nice. And as you see, I'm just standing here and just going away with my essence product spending. And we're just spamming poor Jebediah, and he just dies so quick. This is, by the way, how you over here Blood Moon Breaches, how you can imagine boss fights to go versus then the Abattoir of Zir. What do you think will be good endgame content for Diablo or ARPGs in general? I mean, the Abattoir of Zir is a good step, but then together with what are we getting here right now? On top of that, we're going to be getting the Gauntlet with Season 3, but I personally don't know. I like, what can I say? I'm not a game dev, you know, I'm a gamer. I want to get cool game stuff. I'd like to know what weapon, chest, and gloves you're using. Okay, so we're using a chest right now, and it's actually an S tier chest. Fist damage, total armor, maximum life, and damage while fortified. Damage reduction while fortified. Super good. My gloves are sad because they're lucky hit chance. That's important. They're also overpower damage, but they need critical strike chance. My critical strike is only at 20%. 20% is fine because I get plus 8% from fortified. I get plus 20% from bone storm and plus 20% from touch. But it would just be better to have crit strike here, to be honest. And then for the weapon, I have overpower damage, critical strike damage, all stats, and damage to slowed, which is okay. I just simply have not found a better 925 wand. And finding 925 wands is really, really, really hard. When you get them from Duriel, but getting good ones is quite something that doesn't happen very often. You're mostly showered with a sadness, and then a little bit more sadness. The same goes for gloves. Finding good gloves is nigh impossible. I've been at it for a while now, trying to get a good pair of gloves. And let me tell you, chat, it ain't been a fun ride. It's been like really fucking annoying, to be honest. What are you looking for on it? Like for gloves, I'm looking here. This is what I'm looking for gloves. That's the shadow build, actually. Ooh. As for the here, overpower damage, crit damage, ranks to blood surge, and lucky hit. Yeah, that's what I would be looking for. I mean, a new ring would also be good, but the problem, like my ring right now is a 780 ring. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chad. It's a 780 ring. Damage reduction from distant. Damage reduction from shadow damage. Max minion life and strength. Sad. That strength was all stats, so it would be good. So what I need is another. I have exposed flesh. 3 in total. So this one is the one my bone necro is using, right? This is perfect for the bone necro. Then I have 2 more. I get another 36, which is horrible, but I also have a 42, but this one is also not good. So I don't know if I have another crit, another ring. Like I have a bunch of rings, as you can see. I mean, I'm always having all the rings, right? But this is crit damage, cold damage, shadow damage, fortified. What? What? That's shadow damage, lucky hit, fortify, and max essence. I mean, the max essence is nice, but the rest is trash. We got shadow damage, damage to close, damage to shadow, damage affected. Maximum life, maximum essence, damage to close, vulnerable, no. Vulnerable shadow, no. Overpower, yes. Lucky hit chance, yes. Maximum life, yes. But then we would have to reroll the damage to crowd control, potentially to critical strike, to make that work, right? And then we would also miss out on resource generation, and that's the problem. We currently have resource generation running, and it's so useful. So again, finding a better one is... yeah. It's problematic because you need so many decent stats on it, right? I have some more rings here, but this is also down to critical strike chance, sure. Physical damage, nice, but that's about it. Maximum essence, that's about it. That's max life, cool. Blood orb healing, damage over time, what? And then cold damage, huh? Ja, bitte? Guck mal. Oh. Den Schnellmann, der da drin war? Wenn wir fertig sind mit dem, können wir das zusammen ausmalen. Ja, dann schneiden wir das aus und dann malen wir den so an. Okay? Das sind die anderen, die da drin sind.
Was kommt denn?
Das weiß ich nicht, das ist die Überraschung. No? Was ist oben los?
Das ist ein
Ach so. Das ist so. Okay. Solltest du mir jetzt sagen? Mama? Ich liebe dich.
Darf man
Natürlich ist das auch eine Splitter. Puppe? Puppe?
Nein!
Puppe! That was Tiny Hoff, right? One for Surge or Sword for extra overpower. Sword is extra critical strike. One is for lucky hit chance. We need the extra lucky hit chance. Okay, what do we have here? Rings. Have anything? Critical strike damage, overpower damage. Still nothing. That's Hunter's Zenith. Lucky hit chance, physical damage, maximum spirit. I can't really use that. Another 16 rings here. You notice how many rings I have, right? I have all the rings. Okay, critical strikes with bone skills. Shadow damage, damage over time. Use of why do I have you? Resource gen. Lucky hit fizz. Critical strike chance. Critical strike damage with bone skills. Vulnerable damage and lucky hit chance. See, that one is actually good. Not gonna lie. Maximum life damage. Oh god, useless. Useless. This one has max life, critical strike damage, and then damage to shadow affected. See, this one is kind of not bad. Right? It's critical strike damage, 30%. And the rest. But it's mostly just sadness. Mostly just sadness. Not getting like a single something. Always like yikes. do you find your battle tag? I honestly, I never know. I never know. Oh, the battle pass is O and then season. So O for options and then season. Here. Ta-da, battle pass. Woo. And then you can upgrade to accelerated and you can pay I don't know, a lot of money to get a vampire repose emote. Yeah? Mm-hmm. John? Mm-hmm. And you can do like vampire repose. I don't actually what that is for an emote, to be honest. X-Files. Dahlia. Always X-Files. Better. In your regard. Okay, what does he sell? Again, check it out, Chad. I mean, there's a chance. Don't tell me there ain't a chance. There's always a chance. I mean, look at this ring, okay? Look at this ring. 5% critical strike chance. 40% overpower damage. 13.5% physical damage. And if I would now reroll one skill into total life, that would be even an amazing ring. Yeah. What is this? In good God's name, Holy Earth, the Almighty. Great. Okay, so my wife plus one child just left. Other child fell asleep on the couch. If she wakes up and no one is there, there will be repercussions. Repercussions. In form of one tiny angry lady. She usually now is dancing, guys, right? So they have their ballet dancing shenanigans. Problem is, she's asleep. Wait, just check. Hi. There I am. What armor pieces do you have total armor on in this build? I have total armor on my helmet. I have total armor on my chest. And that's enough. 25% and a 28% roll. That brings me up to 11,000. Because don't forget, my offhand actually has a lot of armor, right? My offhand is a shield, which is amazing. Because it gives me quite some defense. And if my offhand was a focus, I don't know. Does focus even have armor?
I'm not ready yet.
No, focus only has damage, right? I haven't used the focus in such a long while now. I've been shield main for eternity. Yeah, focus doesn't have armor, so focus only has damage, right? More damage. Ooh, cool. Doesn't hurt. But we get like a huge amount of armor and life, and the life portion is actually really important. Well, that reminds, we can actually do Lord Zir. We can do Zir 2 times, almost 3 times. Wait, no, 3 times, right? No. Oh God, I'm missing 1 blood. I'm missing 1 blood. I can do him 2 times regardless. Because I'm still looking for perfect roll litless wall, to be honest. You know? That would be nice. Because like if we get the perfect roll litless wall on top of like everything, that would be another 300 life with all our multipliers. It's kind of cool. Cool. Hey, join for Zir. Yeah. Give me your ID so I can invite you. Anyone wants to join for Zir and you have given me your ID until I'm there, then I will invite you and you can come with me. If you're too slow, you will be ignored. So, derivative, are you already in? Well, what's now everyone too low? Are we already full with friendless requests? Mr. Paiba, I'm already in the list. Then be faster than the others. Be faster. Derivative, I think you were now too slow for everyone. Let's see. I got you. Be faster. Make this way quieter. I actually hear my daughter. So sorry, Dirty. You were too slow. Everyone else was too fast. Next time. Next time. And there will be a next time. Don't worry. There's always a next time. And I don't think we'll see a Littlest Wall here, but hey, one can hope. Dreams and hopes. Grandfather out. Grandpuppies forward. Rings on the equipment. I kind of feel like I like this pre-dungeon, right? To get to Zir the first time. And afterwards, I'm absolutely unamused that it still exists. Because you're kind of like, what? Why? Why does this still go on? Exquisite blood. We gotta wait for a second though. But wait, we're missing our fourth. Oh god, we're missing our fourth. Our fourth is struggling. No damage. No damage. Oh, we're all gonna die. Oh. I remember the times where this one hit you. We're just gonna kill him with metamorphosis dashes, okay? Oh, just keep metamorphosis dashing through him. Dude, 120k. Let's go.
I need more time. I need more essence.
Okay. There's simple. Just got the one with these 925 power, DPS, attack speed, lucky hit, crit damage, vulnerable, slow to injured. Yeah, I mean, to injured is robbery. Like injured to injured makes like no sense. Like if you ever get anything with to injured on it, you have been officially robberied. You know? More blood orbs drop lately. But I don't have any affixes to take advantage in your Gigadot. Any thoughts? I mean, they heal you, Matt. That's it. Like, take it or leave it. It's a free heal. You know, I mean, the worst thing's not a free heal. Would you load out videos for the new Warzone? No, not at all. It's also not the new Warzone. It's the same Warzone. You're just getting robbed. You're getting robbed, my friend. But yeah, it's the same. But no interest, thank you. I'm gonna be playing the Abattoir of Zir, left, right, and center.
I cannot.
Like an absolute crazy madman. Did you just sponsor that one? That's okay, sir. Let me do the next one, please. Sending poor Lord Zir back to the lobby. These boots are made for walking, and I just need a shield. The amount of boots we've gotten in the past 2 days is disgusting. And here you can see, by the way, why we mean Zir can drop updates. but it's kind of like 891 instead of 925. That's schwierig, as we say in Germany. Schwierig. Put some all right items on your Diablo trade. I mean, worst case scenario before the Abattoir of Zir, prices are probably going to spike up. But I might actually buy like the perfect I don't know what ring on there or so on. And I guess gloves are the hardest thing to get because of the amount of aspects that can be on gloves. I mean every kind of item I'm able to get kinda, right? With somewhat caveats. But getting good rings is nigh impossible, you know? Getting good gloves is nigh impossible. Gloves are truly something. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, shield, ladies and gentlemen, I get everything I wanted. Fast. Teleport out. Bye, you nerds. Leave the party. No, I mean, seriously, that's that was my 2 Zirs we wanted to do. So fast, ninja loot, Chan. Ninja loot. Just let it be a 5% one, okay? Are we ready, Chad? It's definitely worse than my current one, item level wise, because this is an 890 item level and this is an 882 item level. It is the lowest life roll that it could have. Wow. 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 That's something. That's disappointing. I have to say that's really not what I was looking forward to. I mean, lucky shield. I mean, to have or not to have, right? Better to have than not to have, but it's quite sad. Okay, chat. I would say we'll take this latest disappointment as a good reason to end the stream. I have a sleeping daughter at home, and when she wakes up, I want, you know, her dad not to be downstairs streaming because everyone else left the house. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here with me. I'll be back on Sunday live. We're going to be playing some more Diablo. Not sure how much, but definitely some more. We won't do any more build experiments at this point. I think at this point, we're really down to just improving the existing builds for the Abattoir of Zir. Okay. But there's going to be a YouTube video tomorrow, so don't forget to check that out. Don't forget to, you know, to use your Twitch Prime, support, subscribe, have fun. Join the Discord. It's cool there. And I'll hopefully see you all on Sunday or on any YouTube video.